19 months hassle. Still no brain rot, PogO. Good morning, hustlers. Chat, my crush hasn't texted me since I explained what the kursi was Sag. Hassle. Hey yo. Happy Valentine's Day, chat. You're all looking real cute, peepo shy. Shout out offliners from Sushi. Hassle. Love you, Arjan. Months. Love you, chat Hasan.
Up north, that's why I'm tryna fuck Hasan's new Porsche. That's why I'm tryna fuck HasanAbi's Porsche. Hey, won't you put that cussy in my face? Would you put that cussy in my face? So I need that cussy. Don't push a break, and when I'm done, you gon' need an oil change. We have different tastes up north. That's why I'm tryna fuck Hasan's new Porsche. That's why I'm tryna fuck HasanAbi's Porsche. Hey, won't you put that cussy in my face? Would you put that cussy in my face? So I need that cussy. Don't push a break, and when I'm done, you gon' need an oil change. That cussy right now, don't make me repeat it. Yeah, I swear HasanAbi's ride is the only thing that I'm needing. Yeah, don't make me have to repeat myself again. I need that fucking big ass cutout in the car for his big ass head. Yeah, Rasputin radio play 24/7. Hey, so a new fucking Porsche, what I'm getting. Hey, I swear this ride gonna take me out of my funk. Yeah, I went around the bag and I found destiny in the trunk. Yeah, we have different tastes up north. That's why I'm tryna fuck Hasan's new Porsche. That's why I'm tryna fuck HasanAbi's Porsche. Hey, won't you put that cussy in my face? Would you put that cussy in my face? So I need that cussy. Don't push a break, and when I'm done, you gon' need an oil change. We have different tastes up north. That's why I'm tryna fuck Hasan's new Porsche. That's why I'm tryna fuck.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, a fantastic afternoon, a fantastic pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the HasanAbi broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We are live and alive, and I hope all the boys, I hope all the girls, and I hope all the MBs are having a fantastic one. Okay? I also specifically hope all the cussy enjoyers are having a fantastic one, because, folks, it is Monday, February 14th, 12 p.m. exact. And of course, I'm an hour late, but I'm also 2 days late. And, you know, And I apologize for the 49-hour delay.
Damn, has it really
Okay.
been half a year already? Love hanging out with you, chat.
Horizon Forbidden West is getting good reviews. I know, I'm aware. I took a break. Okay, I took a break. It was good. It was great. It was, you know, something I needed to do. I had lost my fucking mind a little bit. I was losing it. I did not appreciate what was going on in the world. I did not appreciate, you know, all the shit I was getting on the internet. It was like fucking, you know, killing my soul a little bit. Did not appreciate that.
6 months, Pog.
But I'm back. I had some fun. I decompressed. I enjoyed my time with Normans, with friends. I did some real world shit, and it was fucking awesome. There's a new Louis Theroux documentary about Nazis. We will be watching that for sure, I think. I haven't figured out if I want to watch it or not, though, because I don't know. I feel like it's kind of platforming Nazis a little bit, so for no reason, even though it is very interesting and very unique, so I do kind of want to watch it anyway. But folks, I'm back. I'm freaking back, baby. I'm back. By the way, shouts out to Ari at home for that wonderful intro music. He's the one who made that song. He also famously made the Hasan is gone, that one, and numerous other songs as well. It's motherfucking Monday. It's Valentine's Day. That's right. Valentine's Day, and I'm spending Valentine's Day with my Valentines, or the reason rather that I don't have a Valentine's, and that is because my chat, my community. That's what I'm spending it with, you know? It's awfully suspicious that since I got on this broadcast, since I got on Twitch, I just have not had a Valentine. But hey, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna keep blaming it on chat, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get fucking blasted. You know, it's 13 minutes in, but I'm immediately firing off because daycare is open once again. I feel revitalized, and I'm
welcome back, streamer.
All weekend, then diving headfirst the news from Russia. Kanye, all the ads I missed. I was at the stadium. So much more. And now, get your BFGF.
OS Frog.
There it is. That's a fire fucking. Wish me a 20th happy birthday. Happy 20th birthday. You have to catch up on the ad breaks. No. That's not what I mean. I meant like. I meant like the Super Bowl commercials. I'm gonna talk about it in a second. I just want to make sure that I blast off early and have you guys actually see this, because I mean, I just want to blast off before we get started on all this stuff, because I know that people are going to ask questions about it. That's why I'm like tweeting before.
As high.
That's why I'm tweeting before I get started. The Reddit posts of WFH cis admins and stay strapped all the time. Wait, what?
Welcome back, Hassie less than 3.
What is WFH? Did you kneel during the anthem? No, dude, I had to stand up. Will like forced me physically to stand up. Oh, WFH means work from home. Ugh, so whack. Why are you fucking
10 months
the whack abbreviation? Didn't even know that that existed. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right, let's do it. Let's get started.
Let's go.
All right, I'm tweeting it out. Daycare's open once again. I feel revitalized talking about the Super Bowl. Diving headfirst into the news from Russia to Kanye, yada, yada, yada. Okay, here it is. Demasius, thank you for the playlist. I got it. Anyway, folks, we're back. We're freaking back. Bro, you work from home? Eminem more of an ally than you? Yeah, I know. I know, he did. We'll talk about that too. There's so much going on, dude. There's so much. I'm excited. I'm fucking giddy. Super Bowl memes. War in Ukraine.
PogO shitted and farted Pog.
Back in the day, I used to take like a day off every now and then, and whenever I took a day off every now and then, like literally fucking war would break out, you know what I mean? It was whack that Kendrick's line during All Right and We Hate Popo was censored.
Why don't you sussy some bitches chat? Easy clap.
Hey, Ari at home, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. The only national anthem I stand for is Ari at Home's Cussy National Anthem.
Also,
Dude, honestly, dude, like the halftime show was great. All right, let's get started on the Super Bowl. Okay, so I'm supposed to be going to Ludwig and Cutie Cinderella's house to watch the Super Bowl. I'm very excited. Okay, I'm gonna bring some of my friends with me and shit too. Like, it's gonna be fucking awesome. I love both of them, obviously. I love all the people, all the Ludbuds. Some of my favorite people, right? So I'm really fucking stoked, especially because I'm gonna have some dank ass Cutie Cinderella scene, okay? And if we're being real, that in and of itself is kind of the main reason. Like, that's better than the Super Bowl. So I'm really fucking excited. I'm like, this is gonna be great. And then I get a text message from my account manager who says, hey, you want to go to the Super Bowl? Like, we got extra tickets. And I thought to myself, well, two things. And most people will not believe me when I say this because, like, the Super Bowl's a big deal, right? For a lot of people, it's like the fucking most important thing, right? For me, it's like, I don't really give a shit. So immediately my thought was, oh no, I kind of don't want to do this. You know what I mean? I kind of don't want to do this, but then
Socialist Daddy
Will was basically like, then Will popped into my brain and he was like, Dad, Hasan, bro, are you really not gonna go to the fucking Super Bowl with your best friend? Oh, that was weird. Holy shit.
The brain rot will develop soon, but I seem to be keeping it back with my Duma energy. See you in a month for my next report.
Sorry, that was I think I have the landscapers outside. I got scared for a second. I was like, the fuck's going on? So technically, I've watched a professional football game before. And I think I watched one Seattle Seahawks football game, if I'm not mistaken. And I actually watched another professional football game. I watched another Rams game with Austin, if you guys remember, and Will was like giving me shit for it, right? So, this was my third ever professional football game that I've ever been to, which happened to be the Super Bowl for the Rams at SoFi Stadium, you know, in our backyard, right? So like I don't have a lot of experience with football games in general. And I'm not like super duper into it at all. Obviously, you guys know this. But in my mind, as soon as I got that text message, I was thinking to myself, like, if I don't go to this, like, will justifiably write a twit longer and cancel me. And this is a once in a lifetime experience. This is a once in a lifetime experience. Like, when the fuck else am I ever gonna go to the Super Bowl? You know what I mean? Because it's too much of a hassle logistically to go to the Super Bowl in general. So I was like, fuck it, like I'll go. And then I did. And it was fucking awesome. It was actually fucking sick. It was dope. It was really exciting. Azov bad friend PogO. Yeah, I know. This was another thing that I wanted to do was go on the Cutie Cinderella and Maya podcast. That was gonna be sick. You know what I mean? It's a home team like Super Bowl situation. It was like perfect.
Be that surprising because you guys already know that he's here. First of all, it was actually no, I'm not even gonna call him out. Myth is gonna.
I'm gonna call him out.
Okay, go ahead.
Hasan was supposed to be here. That's right, everybody. Hasan chose the Super Bowl over us.
It's true.
Can you believe him?
That is true.
Yeah, socialist. True. Am I right? HasanAbi, Twitch's most famous socialist.
Stop.
Chose the Super Bowl. He chose 72,000 people over two. Over two people. He chose that.
That's crazy.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not gonna be that surprising because you guys already know that he's here.
Yeah, I chose sports. I chose sports over women. Yeah, 2022 is the year of the bros. We're thriving. We're fucking thriving. We're thriving. We're thriving big time. So yeah, I chose my best friend and I chose a Super Bowl experience with my best friend over going on this podcast, which I really wanted to. And we went to the Super Bowl. So here are some of my thoughts, okay? And this is going to probably frustrate a lot of people. First of all, I was surprised that not more people were trying to cancel me. So that was cool. It really does help when you just don't go live. Like, it really does dramatically reduce the amount of people who are like paying attention to like fuck me over.
Back on that sub shit.
Like, straight up, taking 2 days off before I did this was wonderful, because like I feel like if I was live every day throughout the duration, like people would have been like more excited to shit on me for it. So that was fucking cool. Like people were not like socialists went to the Super Bowl. I did see some of the fucking idiotic comments like, you should have not spent 70 grand on a ticket and instead given it to like union workers. I'm like, bitch, you think I bought the tickets? Like, what are you, fucking crazy? Think I would buy like box tickets? It's like $1 million, dude, for the box. You think I'm gonna buy that? Like, you're insane. Anyway, so that was good. Rad left dad on IG posted some shit ass meme. I don't know who the fuck that is, and I don't really care. Anyway, so
almost 12 months down.
So you know, that was fucking sick. The Super Bowl was all right, but here's what I'm gonna say, okay? This is why I'm, you know, don't cancel me for this. Don't get mad at me for this, but like, I think watching the Super Bowl at home is better than like going to a friend's Super Bowl watch party is straight up better than is straight up better than actually going to the Super Bowl. It literally is. As someone who's done both, like, especially if you're not like really into your team, you know what I mean? Unless you're like really into the team, you're a season ticket holder, you go with your fucking dad, shit like that. Then the Super Bowl is not for you. It's just not, like, unless you're literally invested, like you're physically invested in your sports team, it does not make sense to go and watch the Super Bowl, because it is an experience. First of all, it's an experience unlike anything else. It's not like a sport competition. It's not, for the record. Like, it is not. Anyone who tells you the Super Bowl is like an actual fucking competition where, you know, physical fitness matches physical prowess, you know, game IQ. It's not that at all. It is an experience. It is basically designed as a televised entertainment show so that they can sell ads. It's a spectacle. And I mean, it's insane. Like, we went there at 1 p.m. and we didn't even leave the fucking stadium by like 9:40. It's incredibly long, and the reason for why it's incredibly long is because they want to sell ads. It's literally designed to sell as many commercials as possible. That's why they stopped the game. They literally stopped the fucking game. Or like, there are instances where there's a game stoppage so that you can run ads. That's crazy. Like, that's not a thing. You know what I mean? That's not like a thing that happens in sports in any other way, right? I mean, am I crazy for this? Like, I thought it was insane. I'm like, why are they stopping? No, like, they stopped. They used like a stoppage, like a regular stoppage, and they pushed it further. Maybe it's like different when you're watching ads, so you don't really see it, but they literally did that. And it's so much more abrupt and weird when you're in the stadium for the Super Bowl, where there's so many more, there were so many more commercials that, like, it literally feels weird when you're there. You're like, what the fuck? Why did they just stop the game right now? And now there's like a 2-minute intermission. And it's literally like a TV timeout. It's so weird. Anyway, I guess it's just an odd thing. It's just a very odd thing. I didn't see any of the ads, so I'm actually very excited to see all the ads. I literally have no idea. I did not pre-watch any of the ads. I have no fucking idea what's going on. I will look at all the ads. You're not correct to take TV timeouts at every sporting event. That happens all the time. Even preset them out and have lists up for other media members. Yeah. That's all sports are. Why are you acting like it's unique to football? I guess like it's less abrasive whenever I've like seen sporting events. Whenever I've been to sporting events, is less abrasive than the Super Bowl because there's so much more inventory to fill. You can't deny that there's more inventory to fill in the Super Bowl than any other game, right? I mean, there's a reason why it's like 2 hours longer than the average fucking football game, usually. Like, I think we're in agreement there, right? And I don't know. I'm not. That doesn't happen in fucking football, like soccer, right? Does it? I feel like it doesn't happen in fucking football. I don't remember that being a thing in soccer at all. When I was growing up, that was the main fucking sport that we watched, and I don't remember that at all. That's why it comes across like even weirder to me. Anyway, American football is probably the worst for ads out of all the sports. Anyway, so football only has a 15-minute break. Yeah, I know that there's a halftime, but so it's just a really unique thing to think about from the point of view of like having it be a more favorable sport by advertisers because there's more inventory to sell. So regardless though, the halftime show was fucking insane. Okay, the halftime show was wild. They basically designed a halftime show for 25-plus-year-olds. Like, I was there with Rambo, 5 Up, and Topo, and everyone else, and I literally heard Rambo go, why was 50 Cent standing, like, why was he upside down? And I was like, oh my fucking God, I'm so old. I'm so freaking old, dude. Rambo's like 18 years old. And it's just wild. It's wild. Like, they have no idea. They don't know why Curtis 50 Cent Jackson is standing upside down, because he's basically recreating that iconic Get Rich or Die Trying, like, oh my God, it's just the same like music video reference, and it killed me. Like, it killed me. It just the performance was awesome because it was basically, for me, it was like for people that are my age or older. Kendrick was fucking insane. He looked so drippy. He was wearing the Louis Vuitton fit that Virgil Abloh had made. That was sick. I loved seeing Anderson .Paak on the drums. Greatest drummer, in my opinion, or rather the coolest drummer. He's not a Derek. He's like an incredibly cool drummer. I love Anderson .Paak. He was there too. That was sick to see. Eminem played some of the fucking hits. That was awesome. 50 Cent was looking more like $1. Okay, he was not looking like 50 Cent. That was crazy to see. Dr. Dre wasn't looking super great either. I mean, it was definitely the AARP halftime show. Okay, it was sponsored by the AARP. Who cares? I am old. I'm a boomer. I liked to be catered in that way, and it was fucking awesome. Okay. If you're in your late 20s, you looked at that halftime show and you're like, oh my God, I had goosebumps through and through. It's really cool seeing it, even though it's like not designed for consumption within the stadium. It literally is just like, only if you're sitting, I guess, in the owner's box or something, you get to see exactly what you're supposed to see. But it was still fire. It was still fire. It was awesome. Gave me chills to see. So big fan. Not as big as a fan as Charlie Kirk was, though. That was kind of crazy. I mean, did you guys see this? I'm sure you saw Charlie Kirk and all these other conservatives who are like, who felt the need to basically fucking cry about the Super Bowl somehow. Charlie Kirk said, the NFL is now the league of sexual anarchy. This halftime show should not be allowed on television. He was bricked up. He was just so hard as diamonds. Okay, just no one has been as hard as Charlie Kirk watching 55 Cent. Do those athletic moves, pull off those moves. It was all male performance for the most part, except for like Mary J. Blige, and it was just like the least sexy fucking thing. It was literally the least sexy Super Bowl halftime performance I've ever seen. So, like, you have to be just a relentless turbo virgin to fucking look at the Super Bowl show and go, this sucks. Candace Owens actually had an interesting take for once. Said, this is an excellent Super Bowl halftime performance. Undeniable hip-hop and R&B excellence. It's bad. You're kidding, right? This is the worst. The first time I haven't agreed with you on the... That's interesting. This is so dumb. The Eminem Republicans wanted to see. The Eminem Republicans saw. What the fuck? Wow. Candace Owens is having a... That's right. That's really interesting. That's really interesting to see Candace Owens come out and actually have like a good take for once. And then her audience is like, you're not supposed to remind us that you're black in any way, right? Like, you have to be a white supremacist. Like, you literally have to keep saying white supremacist shit. And the white supremacist attitude towards that halftime show is to make it seem like it's the second coming of, it's the Antichrist. That had to be the worst Super Bowl halftime show of all time.
"22 months, let's go."
The Ye saga is over with Julia Fox. Not surprising, even remotely, obviously. Michael Che made an Instagram just to roll Kanye. No, Michael Che has always had an Instagram. What the fuck are you talking about? I follow him. But we'll look at this in a second. We're going to cover all the entirety of the Kanye saga in a little bit. Let's continue talking. Did you see what Kanye was wearing? What mask thing? Dude is loudly losing his marbles. Yeah. We'll talk about Kanye in a second. We'll talk about the video of Kanye from the Super Bowl as well, where he got like OB-Jesus's gloves and he gave it to his children, and his children were just like not even remotely interested. It seemed like, Lord, give me strength. Oh my Lord, stop. The fuck, dude? What the fuck? Oh my Lord. Oh. Ah. The fuck was that? What the fuck was that, bro? What did you do? Yo. Fuck, that just like hit me directly in the face, dude. That was a wild bazongas. It was a wild thing to see. Okay. I know Americans were funding more than half the freedom funds. Half the funds that were coming from the Freedom Convoy donors were coming from American donors. Not surprising in the least bit, obviously. Dude, there's so much to talk about. Wait, go back. I missed it. Yes, we're going to talk about this as well. All right. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about, these are the dudes that are beefing right now. That's true. We don't have to talk about that, but My personal favorite moment of the weekend was Mohammed Al-Kurd posting this video of some Zionist settler getting done with a chair. Wait, what? Okay, well, we'll look at that as well. Anyway, listen. Listen. Bro, I saw you bookmark that tweet. Yeah, I did. Hello, Web. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Did you tweet yet? I did. I tweeted early, though, and most people missed it. So I'm going to blast off again. I'm going to ask you guys to blast off one more time. We already started. Daycare's open. Once again, I feel revitalized. I'm talking about the Super Bowl this weekend. The reason why I blasted off early before I got started talking about like my personal news or whatever is because I know my personal news is going to merge into like the real world news today. So
13 months of brain rot. WTF has happened.
How was the food of the Super Bowl? A fat boy asking. Okay. Here is.
QC.
Okay. Here's what's going on. Okay. Wait, hold on one second. Sorry, I gotta text my brother real quick. Food.
Leg.
Not that good. Sorry, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it $1.50. SoFi Stadium food in the boxes are not that good. They try to be too fucking fancy with it. The scran is no scran. I mean, it's scran. It's edible, all right? It's fucking scran, yeah? But it's not fucking good. It's not good.
Nerds.
The box food is fucking, it's just too much. There's like artichoke salad. I'm like, what the fuck is this arugula artichoke bullshit? Like everything that they had, there was like pumpkin ricotta spread on a fucking artisanal bread or something. I'm like, dude, just give me tendies. Like, what the fuck? What is going on? Give me tendies. I want tendies. What the fuck is this shit? I want tendies. I want glizzies. I want sliders. What is happening? What is happening? We're at the Super Bowl. I'm not trying to fucking eat like, I'm not trying to eat this crazy shit, okay?
Hassle.
So that's like the food was just like they try too hard and then it's not that good, okay? Like they try too hard and they kind of fail a little bit. I wasn't too big of a fan of that, obviously. You know, I'm a big boy. I love bad food, you know? I love fatty food.
Take breaks and be good to yourself.
Yeah, they shouldn't have tried so like hard, you know? Because I think that was kind of a failure. What 1 million gets you in the Super Bowl? This is definitely the suite that I was in. Yes, probably. I think it was $1 million suite. Yes.
What are the other options though? Maybe I don't eat meat.
Well, we've got great produce and veggies from Melissa's Produce. Vegan options that we've got.
Yeah, that was one of them. This is the fucking scran.
In-house with a vegan hot dog. And then just
the glizzies did not look like them.
If you need something special, we can create a menu that'll take care of you.
If there's one thing I need to eat,
I totally didn't realize I was on desktop. Anyway, here.
Impressive, isn't it?
The bone was damn near bigger than my head. It was impressive, ain't the word for it. What are the other options though? Maybe I don't eat meat.
Well, we've got great produce and veggies from Melissa's Produce. Vegan options that we've got in-house with a vegan hot dog. And then just if you need something special, we can create a menu that'll take care of you.
If there's one thing I need to eat if I'm in one of these suites, what do y'all think it is?
My choice is not just in the suites, but throughout the stadium. It's our CityLink hot dog. It's a deep fried hot dog. I think it's the best hot dog in all of sports.
In all of sports?
I'll take that one to the bank.
Super glizzy. Okay.
So clearly SoFi knows how to take care of their VIPs. But what about the rest of Inglewood?
One of the major critiques of this place has been that a lot of residents have said that it was actually pushing them out and making it so that they couldn't afford a place like this. Have you considered that, and did you consider that in your pitch to build something out here?
Certainly, when we first met with the city of Inglewood.
Oh my God, that's bullshit. They definitely didn't. Actually, that's pretty good, but I don't want to even hear what his take is. I don't even want to hear what his take is because it's going to be a fucking lie, okay? Oh, wait.
That sounds like gentrification to me. If I'm ever going to get the real story, I need to talk to the people of Inglewood.
Wait, this is actually pretty good. Never mind. Actually, wait, hold up. Okay, maybe this is good.
Housing
1 year,
would
baby.
bring in.
Consider that in your pitch to build something out here?
Certainly, when we first met with the city of Inglewood, it was, what do you need for your residents? And one of their first requests was to go build housing that would bring in middle class and upper middle class people to Inglewood, help raise the tax base.
Pause that real quick. Did he just say the
Love
city
you, Azov
asked him to
Battalion.
gentrify Inglewood? Let's rewind.
If anything, it would have been like it would have been corrupt city officials that benefit, that stand to gain from gentrifying Inglewood, and not necessarily the people of Inglewood themselves.
To go build housing that would bring in middle class and upper middle class people to Inglewood, help raise the tax base, help grow it. And I think one of the struggles is everything you talk about outside of this 300 acres certainly has risen up, and you now see Inglewood putting in rent control, putting in rent caps, doing some of those things.
I ain't trying to put words in the man's mouth.
Happy Valentine's.
That sounds like gentrification to me. If I'm ever going to get the real story, I need to talk to the people at Inglewood.
Yo, I really like this dude.
I have to say the size. I love when I'm coming off to the 405 or the 105 and you just look over and you can see the
I love this dude already. He literally muted the guy. This is crazy. What the fuck? GQ is allowed to do shit like this? This is wild to see.
Behind the stadium.
And the energy here, the ambiance, they say if you don't make it to heaven, come to SoFi Stadium.
It's a beautiful stadium, by the way. It's a fully privately built stadium. Straight up, I'll be honest with you. As someone who's been to some stadiums around the world and some of the stadiums and seeing the stadiums inside of the stadiums in the United States of America, it is a fucking crazy. Had you ever been to Inglewood before this? Of course, I've been to Inglewood hella times, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? One, I got my fucking vaccine at Inglewood. Two, a lot of the fucking warehouse studios are in Inglewood. So yes, and I know that the gotcha there is bro, you never go to Inglewood, you don't care about Inglewood or whatever. Of course, the only reason why I go there is for business, but
3 months of brain rotassi.
So it definitely is beautiful. The stadium is really fucking nice. It's state of the art. They have this insane fucking infinity screen in the middle. I'm sure they've talked about it as well in here. But as is the case with all stadiums, it's totally not a gotcha. Just asking. I grew up there. Oh, okay, sorry. I really like this dude Tyler Tynes though. I just followed him on Twitter. Yeah, but once you leave, you get robbed. No, dude. First of all, I live in Melrose, right? I live near Melrose. There's a likelihood that you could get robbed there just as probably even fucking higher at this rate. I don't, people saying docks. No, Melrose Avenue is Melrose is a very specific type area, chat. Not you're not going to, I don't live on Melrose Avenue. Anyway, so,
welcome back.
I mean, the other night I was going to play basketball and someone got shot off Melrose and Carson. I literally was driving to one of the parks and someone straight up got shot on the street that I was driving past, and cops were going fucking crazy. They had the helicopters out and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's life in the big city, life in the fucking big city. Bro, stop. I used to live on Carson. Yeah, Melrose and Carson is where someone got shot, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, yeah, fucking Kodak Black and 3 other people got shot close to my place, in the same area the other night as well. Anyway.
Happy Valentine's Day.
I'm a hot girl in Melrose. Can we get dinner tonight, please? Says Real Person 200. No. So, ICE got rid of all the hot dog vendors around the stadium. Yo, that was true, but also not true, because there were still hot dog vendors outside of the stadium, straight up in the parking lot. These dudes, they're unstoppable, okay? There's no, I mean, this is why I always say, listen, undocumented immigrants deserve to be American citizens more than 90% of people that were born here, straight up. These dudes, these old ladies and shit, straight up are just braving the conditions, braving the vulturous nature of capitalism, and then also on top of that, a fucking paramilitary state that is designed around straight up fucking expelling them from the country, and they were still out there fucking making them illegal glizzies, which smell incredible, and it is very difficult to stop myself from having consuming that glizzy, but I stopped myself, so it's not a big deal. Anyway, so
happy Valentine's, babe.
Hot dog owners are bourgeois capital owners. When we recognize this, dude, we're not talking about fucking hot dog stand license owners. Okay, I'm talking about literally like, the fucking Guatemalan abuela who's like fucking, I don't even know what that is, but it's like they have that little cart thing, and they definitely are not licensed. So anyway, let's watch the rest of the
TV, bro. Like, that's the coolest thing.
Yeah, television, America's true national pastime. So when we got a screen as big as this, of course people are gonna be
this screen is fucking stupid.
Samsung was nice enough to build us the world's first double-sided 4K, 70,000 square feet, 8mm LED board. So more LED in this building than anywhere else in the world. And when you say things are bigger in Texas, that screen is 3 times bigger than the size of AT&T Stadium.
What's going on, man? I heard you the brains behind everything, especially with this big old LED screen right here. Tell me how y'all got this in here.
Yeah, so it's so large that you can't really sort of fit it in. You have to design it first, and then you design the building around it.
How many pieces did it take to make something like this?
Oh, it came in on something like 200 semi-trucks.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it took us about 6 months, basically, from the time they started building it on the field until it was attached to the roof. But it also, because of the way it's shaped, you see that oval shape, it means that it's very close to the people that are on the top. And then if you're sitting down in the Stadium Bowl, you get this gorgeous, what we call the inside side.
Yeah.
It is unlike any other stadium in the world. The energy that's created, not just with the video, but the audio.
The craziest part is like,
Hassel started watching.
I hate to admit this, and people are gonna get mad at me regardless. Like, there's no winning this combo. But LA doesn't deserve this. Like, it doesn't. Well, first of all, it's a gigantic gentrifier. Okay, so that sucks on that front. But if you are to forget that component for a brief moment, even if it wasn't a gigantic gentrifier, even if it like didn't have the negative consequences, it literally does not deserve this at all. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't. We are a city full of people who are just, I mean, we love our Lakers. We love our Doyers. Okay. Like, the Dodgers and the Lakers, that's straight up. Like, that's, LA franchises. They will fucking ride or die for that. People go buck wild for that shit still. But when it comes down to it, like, I don't know. It's just, football is not really like a football city. I don't know how to describe it. It's weird. Maybe it'll take time and it will become a football city. But like, I know season tickets are incredibly expensive to begin with. And, the fucking... The real like Los Angelinos, the real California people that live
in my time.
The people that live here, like the normal football watchers in other states, don't actually like go and watch this way. It's non-existent. Like, I was talking to Nick Merckx' dad, Papa Merckx, okay, and we were talking about this specific thing, and he said, like, listen, the Cincinnati Bengals. Right, their first season, like their preseason training, like football camp or whatever, where people go, had 30,000 people watching. Okay, 30,000 people went and attended that. LA Rams had 5,000. 5,000 people only. You know what I mean? And I know the Rams are originally a Los Angeles team.
Missed you, man.
And I understand the history. I know the Rams are originally an LA team, and I know the history behind it too. And it doesn't matter. It just does not matter. Yeah, because there isn't anything to do in Cincy. Or wait, was it the pre-Super Bowl? Oh, it wasn't the training camp. It was the send-off. Okay, my bad. It was the send-off to the Super Bowl. I mean, that stadium, for the record, that stadium was packed with Bengals fans. That was not a fucking Ram stadium last night. It was a Bengals stadium. For sure. Straight up. Maybe because of like the significance of it for the Bengals, because they've never won a Super Bowl. Maybe because they have like a more ride or die fucking fan base. I don't know, but it crazy. It was crazy to think, like, it was just straight up. They would go crazy whenever the Bengals like popped off. And Rams are the third most popular team in Los Angeles. Yeah, exactly. The people who went to the game more than likely don't watch because of pricing. Yeah.
Yo.
They said it was 54% to 46 Bengals fans. I mean, yeah, think about that. Hometown advantage did not fucking exist like that. It was crazy. Most people in LA are Raiders fans. Yeah, there's definitely
16 months Pog.
And for the record, I know that the Rams started in LA before going to St. Louis. Like, I know that. And I know that the first ever Super Bowl was played in Los Angeles. Like, that was pretty cool too. That's like, so it was like, you know, that's why I made the joke, like, he's coming home, bruv. You know, I was like, he's coming home. But for the fucking Super Bowl, like, as though I'm like a fucking diehard fan or whatever. But I mean, it's all right. It's cool.
Hasan, you have literally
I just can't.
One of my subs
I just
TRFN and sent
literally
PLS
can't
bro
fucking
22 months. But PLS bro and chat. Don't forget to type hyperpogger in chat. Smile.
I just can't get myself to you know. I don't know. Ever go to a fucking football game? Like the logistics of it are so unsound. Rams started in Cleveland. Oh, I thought. I mean, it was a LA team though. I think there are more 49ers fans in LA than Rams fans. The halftime show was great. LA fans are just spoiled and won't like a team that doesn't have a bunch of championships. Once the Rams win a couple more, there'll be a lot more diehard fans. But for me, it was fun to watch. Like, I don't care. I think Burrow is cool. Like, there's like a lot of memes. It's pretty funny seeing how behind the NFL is in comparison to the NBA, though. Even when it comes to drip, like, there are obviously drippy ass players. Like, OBJ is a great example of this, but like, they think like Joe Burrow is the fucking like king of style, right? And it's like, he's just not he's wearing the wackest shit. Okay, he's sick as fuck. I think he's super cool. He does have straight villain energy. Like, he does. Will said this, and I 100% agree with him. He literally looks like the villain in a fucking 90s ski movie. Okay, he carries himself that way as well. It's like pretty funny, but he is really cool. He is really fucking cool. Okay, for sure. He's based off the disrespect. No. I think he's cool as fuck. I really like him. I think he's cool as fuck.
9 months on Valentine's Day.
You had basic ass Uggs Tom Brady for decades. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, his drip is, you know, his drip is minimal. But I do like him. I do like him a lot.
7 months BB Hassel.
Congrats, Socialist King Joseph Burrow. In a capital system that is focused on making money, it is more sought after. Fair counter argument, but I'll counter you with this. Just because millions watch, does that make it better? But because we worked our asses off for sport, not academia, our names do not belong to us and somebody else profits off them. Oh my fucking God. Oh, dude, that's insane. Okay, I did not know that this man was even more based than I thought he was. I mean, I think he's cool, but this outfit was terrible, bro. Like, I saw this and I thought to myself, the only reason why I saw this and I thought to myself, the only reason why they like this outfit is because they just don't know any better. Like, Kuzma has better drip, okay? I mean, he looks like a Saints Row character, dude. Is fucking why? Like, he looks like a video game character, dude. Is he just like leaning in
Stage 5 brain
to
rot.
the fucking memes that he's like a villainous looking dude or what?
I've been here through all the cancellations. Glad you took some time to take care of yourself.
I do like him though. I mean, he's cool as fuck. On the way to the Playa Haters ball. So I think he's cool as fuck for sure. But like you guys know, I'm not like super big into football, but he's a cool character. I know Frat Stafford is cool from, the memes and shit. Both teams have some dope dudes, so I didn't really have like any sort of, I didn't really care that one team winning over the other. I did see that one meme though that I personally 100% agree with, where it's like, there was that one tweet where it's like, LA fans be like, yeah, it'd be really cool if the Rams win. What time is the game again tonight? And then Bengals fans are like, if the Bengals finally win the Super Bowl, my grandfather's soul will be unshackled from his, unshackled from his fucking cursed grave. And it's true. Like, these guys have been like fucking busting ass, and then they lost to a team that was just like put together by people with a lot of money that have a financial interest in like creating a successful franchise team in Los Angeles, and it fucking sucks. I know for a fact that Ohio cares more. Ohio, you have nothing. You have nothing going on in your life. So this is what you care about. I get it. The come up is great though. It's pretty cool that this dude is like a legend. He's so fucking good that he just came off of an injury and was able to.
Do you know where?
And is able to take like at such an early age, able to take his fucking team with no Super Bowl wins to the Super Bowl. Like, I mean, very cool. Very cool to see. You failed us. Yeah, real socialism has never been tried. Burroughs was not able to do it. Only a second year. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just murdered everyone from Ohio in chat. Yeah, I mean, everybody in Ohio knows that though. Everyone in Ohio knows I fucking rip Ohio regularly, okay? Bro, you put that fucking TV Static shirt on, it's like extra sad too. Like after that L you took, you got to put that fucking, Cooper Cup seems cool too. Yeah, dude, they all seem dope as fuck.
Rice has buff.
My favorite person is that Bulldog motherfucker though. What is it? The Anderson? That dude is awesome. What the fucking Rams guy who's like kind of small. Aaron Donald. Is that, yeah, Aaron Donald. Holy Welcome shit, back. Dude.
Let's have fun.
He's so fucking sick. I didn't know any of these players, by the way. I just learned about all this shit yesterday. It's so whack, I know, and I don't deserve to go to the Super Bowl, but such is the way. But he seems Anderson, Aaron Donald. Okay, whatever.
39
he's huge? No, dude, he's okay. He is undersized for his position, 100%. Is he not? He's like short for his he's really short for his fucking position. For
Happy Valentine's Day, chat.
Let me see. I mean, it says he's 6'1", but I don't know. He's so insanely powerful for his size. Is inhuman. Yeah, I mean, he was ripping cocks off, dude. It was crazy. 6'1" is short for a tackle. Yeah. I mean, dude, the reason, first of all, I don't know anything, okay? I don't know fucking anything about football. The only reason why I saw that was because I looked at the rest of the dudes that he was surrounded by, and he was literally like this to them, okay? Every person up there is like 400 pounds, okay? And 6'7", or 6'4", 400 pounds, and he's just like standing in between them at like 6'1" at 280, but just built like a Mack truck. He is a Wolverine. He literally is short king. I love that only in American football do we have a guy who's 6'1" and 280 pounds who can just literally just pull people off like socks. Okay, peel them, and we're like, oh, he's a short king. He's not 6'4", he's 6'1".
Chat, love you.
No, he's awesome. He was fucking sick. He was dope. He benches 500 pounds for reps. That's insane.
Happy 14
Anyway,
months and happy
Short
Valentine's
King
Day,
at 6'1".
Argyle.
Like Chris Paul, he's like 6 foot, but on the court he looks like a tiny person. Yeah. So that was fucking tight. I mean, it was like fun. It was fun to experience all of it. You know what I mean? Average D tackles are 6'3", 310.
Only 2 months of brain rot. All right.
Arguably the best defensive player in NFL history. That's what I've heard. Joe Burrow is bizarro Pete Davidson from another universe where he tried out football and cared about his body. No. You also might have seen his last game. Wait, what do you mean?
Hassle.
He's leveraged from his skill set, not his. He has leverage from his skill set, not his side. Wait, what do you mean? He's not going to play again? Why not? Full crowd watching the halftime show. Oh yeah, I retweeted this. Yeah, that was funny. I told her I made sure no one said it. You know, I stopped everybody. Oh, Cash App. Thank you for the 69 gifted subs. Holy fuck.
Back for daycare.
Why didn't you play on the field? You were as tall as a player. I grew up in Turkey. If I grew up in America, I 100% would have played football. Like 0% chance I would not play football if I grew up in the United States of America, which is pretty good. I'm glad that I didn't grow up here because I would have just been even dumber as a consequence of all the fucking CTE I had to endure. You know what I mean? So very glad that I did not grow up here for that reason. Wait, what?
Go.
Former radio host and exec back in East Tennessee from DFW. He's saying what? Oh, this dude just straight up said the N-word. Truth hurts. TN hardliner just straight up saying the N-word. Trigger warning. N-word showing on screen. Sad that the NFL is degraded to N-word crap.
15 months. Let's go.
I mean, guys, think about it this way. Think about it this way. For those who are questioning this, first of all, there were a lot of people who were like, "You should absolutely walk on," but also, this is me without like training for football. Like I am just built this way without specifically training for football. Where I'm 6'4", 260 pounds. Like, you know, I just naturally I have a great frame for it. Not that I would be good or anything, but you know, I just have a good frame for it.
"16 months. 2 months away from loving NATO."
You would have gotten crushed, bro. Probably. You actually don't have a good frame for it.
Hassle.
You're built like Jason Segel. You don't have good football genetics. Dude, I'm literally, again, I am probably wider than two human beings at the same time. I'm 6'4", and I have, like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm 265 pounds without trying, and I'm 6'4". That's an incredible fucking yo, my haters are the funniest people because they'll be like, dude, your natural natural stature that is like larger than the average fucking football players without trying, actually that's not good. I'm going to say that that's not good. It's like telling a 6'9" person that they would be bad at like they don't have naturally good basketball genes.
Hassle to the NFL megaphone.
For the record, like that doesn't even mean that I'd be good. I'm just saying that I am.
Months,
I just have naturally an advantage for football. Yeah, I mean, look at my size in comparison to someone like Tubbo.
4 month of brain rot. Love you.
Yeah, we did a fun little video. So
Glad to see you back. Hope you've had a good couple of days.
So yeah, bro, move on. You took a break to fix this kind of stun locks? No? Yeah, I did. But the best way to break the stun lock is by announcing the top of the hour ad break, which you can avoid, by the way. First of the day. It's been a long time coming. We're back and better than ever. We're bigger than ever. We're better than ever. Top of the hour ad break is upon us. There's a 6-second ad break coming right now. If you no longer want to see those ads, if you want an ad-free broadcasting experience, all you need to do is subscribe. You do that for $5. You can do that for free with a Twitch Prime. You can do that by getting gifted a sub, like Cash App just gifted 69. So, found some fits you like at the thrift store today. Yeah, that one's all right. That's not terrible.
Let's go love your
yeah, I would wear that. I would not wear this. Anyway, okay. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. Okay, Twitch Prime is free though. It was not my first time meeting 5UP. I met 5UP before. I love 5UP. He's great.
Thank God you are back. I could feel the brain rot subsiding and I was starting to think like a normie again. Let's go.
You got co-signed? Thomas Crabtree is a HasanAbi head. Which is definitely an interesting crossover. He's in the chat right now. But hey, listen, he is only a former Green Bay Packer and a Super Bowl winner. What does he know in comparison to random anonymous Twitch chatter who has never engaged in athletic competition ever?
Smile.
You know what I mean?
Year and a half, baby.
Okay, so that doesn't mean I would be good, by the way. Don't get me wrong. Like, that doesn't mean I'd be good. It means I'm just saying that I had the natural frame for it. It's just I would have to work incredibly hard and probably still fail. Don't get me wrong. That's the only thing we were talking about. MatPat, game theory, dear Twitch, grow up. Wait, what?
He got banned?
Uh-oh. In this episode, we made mistakes when referring to certain streamers in the DMC takedown. Hasan's takedown was fake and disguised Toast Asia's takedown. We also made an error. Wait, what the fuck? Double S? MatPat? Are you kidding me? MatPat, that's not a game theory, dude. Come on, I got one S in my name. Homie hit me with the 2 S's, dude. Oh, no. Oh, no. Just you're hung like a horse doesn't mean good for porn. All right, we'll look at this later. Okay. I don't care about the stupid Oscars or whatever the fuck. Snoop showing solidarity. Oh, Snoop Dogg smokes weed right before star-studded Super Bowl halftime show. No mention of his tracksuit, Ukrainian colors, traditional patterns.
I love you.
Not sure what he's smoking, but he's got my respect for his peaceful sign of solidarity. Wait, people think that he was doing... Wait, what? Dude, are people dumb? This is not solidarity with Ukraine, bro. It's just the Rams colors. And that bandana pattern is like... Wait, what? That's literally like a typical bandana pattern. Yeah, he also clipped 8 seconds of you not reacting to the MasterChef, and streamers just play the videos and don't react. Really? That's so whack, dude. Really? Fucking MatPat got me like that? Yeah, he's crippin', dude. He's crippin' for Ukraine. Snoop is a Crip, one of the most recognizable gangs in the world. That's the embroidery. They like the culture but don't understand the culture. Hashtag culture vultures. Understand it, but the coincidence of the colors and patterns had a wider, far-reaching positive message beyond the Crip realm. That's awesome, dude. That's fucking sick. I love this. Okay, this is funny as fuck. Yeah, he's cripping for Ukraine, dude. Anyway, so this is like, I mean, this guy says he loves jazz music. It says the N-word, whatever. It's just fucking racist old guy. I don't know how the fuck he like thought he could get away with saying that. Like, why did he think he could just like say shit like that? It's really fucked up. Anyway, but overall, a wonderful experience. I think it's better to watch it from home for someone like myself. Would I go again if I had the opportunity? Yeah, sure. It's cool. Like, I need more hobbies, man. Maybe I'll become a sports guy or something. I don't fucking know. I just like all my hobbies revolve around Twitch streaming and nerd shit.
Half of brain rot complete.
So people losing their fucking minds over Snoop Dogg smoking weed was pretty funny. People losing their minds over, like, Ben Shapiro had the Snoop Dogg had a rap lyric saying "kill the police." Yeah, bro, he's a rapper. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but you know, it's his artistic vision. Okay. This guy Nick Adams says this is proof Eminem hates America and everything it stands for. Like, dude, you are so fucking triggered. You're such a triggered little baby. That's crazy. Okay.
20 months of brain rot.
You are the most triggered little baby on the planet. You literally are the absolute. I don't know how to describe it. You are just like you're such a pussy. You're such a gigantic pussy, dude. This guy was on one last night. You should look at more of his stuff. No, I mean, they're like, aren't rappers traditionally pro-police? Wait, what? No, of course rappers are not traditionally pro-police. Are you kidding me? What? No, never.
Happy Valentine's Day, chat Hass.
Why would they be pro-police? Oh, it's a joke. I didn't understand that it was a... Charlie Kirk called it sexual anarchy. He was bricked up watching 50 Cent. You know, that was cool. That was fun. Yeah. Famously, rappers came out with the LTP, love the police, kiss the police. So that's it. That's like the... That was the thing. Eminem kneeled, which people are making a bigger deal out of. I think it's like whatever, you know, cool. Like, I feel like both sides are freaking out, like over the kneeling thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like one side is like soy facing, like, oh, Eminem ended racism. Oh, I'm soy facing, and then I mean, I love Eminem though. So that's like, you know, that was...
10 months of brain rot feels nice.
I thought that was strange for the most part. Like, everyone fucking freaking out over it. And then the other part, the other side freaking out, being like, he hates the cops. What the fuck? And it's like, whatever. Anyway, so there's that. Kanye West and Julie Fox are over. We're gonna get to that. Should we get to that now? Kid Cudi almost had to beat up paparazzi because they asked him about the Kanye West situation.
Cudi, what's up, man? worse for Kanye,
What
man?
are we naming our baby?
Would you? All right. Leave me alone, man.
That's awesome.
Cuddy, what's up, man?
Damn. A lot of people don't know he knelt for Tupac and it was planned. NFL let it go. Yeah, Kid Cudi and Kanye West broke off their relationship once again.
30 months
Okay.
baby hassle.
Yeah, that's right. Kanye West is
Happy 15
saying that Kid Cudi is fake for being friends with Pete Davidson, or not Pete Davidson, sorry, for being friends with Billie Eilish. Kanye West is behaving like a 12-year-old child. It's crazy. He's just wilding out on the timeline. He's fucking posting non-fucking stop. That's what he did during the Super Bowl. That's what he did in the beginning. I mean, he just... I don't know what to say other than like I partially feel like this is him just trying to sell his new album. I partially feel like he's trying to control the narrative, I guess. But like also at the same time, he definitely does need help. You know what I mean? Because like the way he's trying to control the narrative is just like sporadically posting some of the most insane shit on the timeline that is like basically shitting on Pete Davidson.
4 months had to pull over to reset.
I mean, he's losing it. Like he's definitely losing it.
another-
Like and not in a good way. Like little baby when Paps asked me about the Kanye situation, I saw this one as well. This is no hablo inglés.
10 months, let's go.
Kanye should not do this when he's doing
no hablo inglés. No, español.
I don't know if he covers this, but Azov Battalion is training grannies for good PR. Yeah, we saw that. We're gonna do that. Not in a fun, artistic way. The irony is Pete also has a mood disorder and lost a parent tragically. He'd probably have a lot of sympathy for Kanye. I think like, I mean, I don't know, dude. It's just, you can't do anything. Like, you literally can't do anything. He's just too fucking rich and too powerful. You just can't. Like, and he has an army of sycophants. Like, just, nothing's gonna happen, okay? I think at this stage, he just feels like his disorder is like causing him to make better art. He just wants to be unhinged. You just got to let him fucking fly off the rails, I guess, as long as he doesn't like hurt people. There are funny parts about it though. Like there are funny parts about it when he says like Pete Davidson is Skeet Davidson, or when he called Pete Davidson Hillary Clinton's ex-boyfriend. And then he like started posting on the timeline Pete Davidson's like Hillary Clinton tattoo, and he's like, I'm not making this up, this is real. Like, that shit was funny. It was really funny, actually. I mean, it sucks, but it was really funny. It sucks for Pete Davidson, but also it was really fucking funny, okay? I mean, it's valid. That's valid critique. That's valid critique. You can't, undeniably valid critique, okay? Like he was posting so insanely that like he had to basically, proof that he was not being hacked or anything. Look at this dickhead. I wonder if Instagram gonna shut my page for dissing Hillary Clinton's ex-boyfriend. When I tagged he's like, yeah, he literally tagged the fucking the tattoo. Thank you to all my fans for having my back, and you can Google the Hillary thing. I'm not making this shit up. And buy the yeah, the Civil War meme was pretty funny too. I don't know. He's showcasing terrible behavior, and that's an awful example to other men. Every part of the story is just bad. Okay? Every part of this is bad. Do you understand? Because, like, on the one hand, we're laughing at a dude who's, like, definitely having a meltdown. Okay? He's definitely having a meltdown. But on the other hand, the content is pretty good. Like, I mean, straight up, we've become awful humans, right? I mean, This is literally funnier than what SNL could produce when you think about it. Like Kanye being the person that he is and posting this. And then with the caption, the internet has still not found a decent picture of Skeet. Like that in and of itself, when you add the context to it, is literally funnier than most things that SNL has ever said and done. So he also personally does think that, you know, I think his brain's like broken from being constantly feeling like he's being constantly undermined by the Kardashians. There's that too. And then there was this. I don't think it's unethical to laugh at content, to be honest. So there's this too. He got the gloves. OB Jesus gave gloves to his children.
Yo, we got good seats, Dorothy. Say this. These good seats.
I don't think they are like. I don't think they're into it at all. But maybe that's just me.
Superb out.
That shit gave me chills, right? How about the timing? We went live right before that, right, man?
Arjan didn't let him in. Not cool.
And now, a presentation of Let Your Voices Sing. We live, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they want to be on camera. Maybe. But
what is the weird noises you are making with your mouth?
Most kids don't give a fuck about this rule yet, probably. Maybe they're just happy that they're hanging out with their dad, though. Who knows? It doesn't really matter. Was the mask mandate being enforced? No. I don't think people understand. Like, the stadium, for the most part, is outdoors, right? So I don't think... I don't know if you're supposed to even wear a mask, but, like, I wasn't fucking wearing a mask. I don't think it was. Like, the mask mandate is only enforced, like, indoors in the backside, where you're inside, where you are... where you're, like, you know... purchasing stuff at the concession stand or whatever, but other than that, like, not a single person was fucking wearing masks.
Hell yeah, brother.
The mask mandate is being lifted in Los Angeles or in California tomorrow, but I also think that yeah, you have to be vaccinated to get in, for the record. You have to be vaccinated to get in, so there's that. But also, like, people are LA moms and dads are fucking losing their shit, and they're like, "Whoa, what the fuck? Eric Garcetti's there without a mask." Meanwhile, like, our children have to wear a mask. But, like, yeah, I get the difference between an outdoor sporting event and like an indoor fucking concrete building where you have to sit in the same room for, you know, a cramped up fucking space for hours and hours and hours. So maybe, I don't know. Only way you're gonna get COVID is if someone coughs in your mouth. What? Dude, this is COVID Central. Stop making shit up. Dude, I hate when fucking people say that, because, like, we have talked about this before, and I've literally rescinded my take on, like, college sport events that are not that don't turn into fucking a hotbed for COVID. The help wear a mask, yeah.
Yo, a whole year with Hasan.
But yeah, you have to be vaccinated and tested to get in, or at least tested. I didn't even know that you could get in without a vaccine, to be honest. At which case it's like, yeah, if you get it when you go to, like, a fucking big event like that, yeah, well, at least you're boosted. Half of the chatter's parents last night. NFL announces a rap Super Bowl halftime show. Well, the NFL just lost the fan today. Why didn't people like it? Like, it was fucking sick. It was one of my favorites.
Let's go 15 months of brain
Dude, that
rot.
is a huge amount of people. You were probably in contact with COVID. Probably. Did they check your vaccine cards to get in? Yes. 100%. Yes.
Welcome back.
But
Hassle.
I wouldn't go to the Super Bowl because you miss out on the cringe commercials. Yo, that's not even a joke. That actually was kind of sad for me. I'm not even kidding. Because, like, I wish. What was I saying? Why is chat freaking out about the mask? It's unreasonable to expect sports fans to wear masks the entire time while seating in an open air stadium. Yeah, no one was wearing masks. I saw Schizos on Twitter saying 50 Cent was imitating the hanging man and that was a satanic ritual. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, at a time when the Omicron cases like peaked and it's lowering, it's yeah, I don't know. It's understandable that people were not even giving a shit about it. Most people don't, like, especially because it's an outdoor venue. So yeah, they don't play commercials on that jumbo screen. No, they don't. It's kind of shitty actually that you don't get to see the commercials. I wish you could say it. It was good but underwhelming considering the amount of star power. Were you excited to see the Rams win? It was a really close game. Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was cool to see the Rams win. It's my city, you know. I've lived here for fucking 11 years. I don't really have an affinity towards one team or the other, but I thought it was definitely cool to see them play and see them win. And attending a Super Bowl in Los Angeles, you know what I mean? It was like a home team Super Bowl. That was crazy. We will look at the commercials in a little bit. Anyway.
Day, and you know, Kanye on social media wilding yet again. And normally I would be like, yeah, it's just him saying some stupid stuff as per usual. Waiting for the album to drop. You know what I mean? That's usually how I handle Kanye West and like his antics on the internet. I just try to ignore as much as I possibly can about the things that he's saying, while at the same time trying my best to enjoy the music that he's putting out, because we all know and acknowledge that he's still incredibly talented, okay? So I'm not here to debate what Kanye West can do as a producer, as an MC, as an artist. I'm not here to debate that. Recently, Billie Eilish had come under fire, and people had assumed that she had said something in reference to Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival. We all know how tragic that situation was. I don't feel the need to go over it yet again. But I was with Kanye. I thought that Billie Eilish said something incredibly unnecessary. Anyone with half a brain knows who she was likely referencing, and whether or not you feel that she had a right to say that or didn't have a right to say that, the end result matters more than the shade that she obviously threw at Travis Scott. While I do think it's odd of Billie Eilish to virtue signal in that way, the end result was another fan was well taken care of at a festival or at a show where things could have easily gone wrong. So yes, I still commend her for that, while finding her statement in general about the tragedy weird in itself. People can give her the scapegoat that, oh, I was just talking in general. It's not hard to read between the lines on this.
I mean, she was. I mean, I made a joke about this too. Why the fuck is everybody saying like that's not true? Like, I think Billie Eilish was virtue signaling a little bit. Okay. Oh, at my concerts, like, you know, I stop. It does feel like that, but it doesn't even matter because, you know, the worst thing that happened in that situation is still the people dying, okay? And not Travis Scott's feelings. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, oh, poor Poor Travis Scott. Like,
okay, and that's fair. But Kanye West took it 3 and 4 and 5 steps farther than just acknowledging the shade that she threw and demanded an apology for him to perform at Coachella. This whole little mini paragraph can be summed up as, do what I tell you to do, or I'm going to try to affect business. This is coming from the man who is an advocate of free speech, telling someone that you can't say what you want to say. As idiotic as it is for you to request or demand an apology on behalf of someone else who was clearly a part of the problem that led to the tragedy that Billy was obviously referencing, I thought that the idiocy in the unrealistic expectation from others would potentially end at this. But knowing Kanye, I should have known that he would take it even a step further. And
she literally did nothing wrong. People are insane. No, she just virtue signaled. It was like kind of, it's kind of shitty, but she didn't do it like, it's not even virtue signaling, because the virtue that you're signaling is literally that you don't want your fans to die. Okay. But like, it's the reason why she brought it up is if you think that it's not a slight, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, it definitely is a slight. Okay. Like it's a little, you know, a little bit.
Write out the most childish, corny, ill-advised statement to Kid Cudi of all people.
Shitty at setting an example out loud. No. The point is it's fucking performative. It's like throwing shade. She's still in the right. She did the right thing, and she's also on the right side of the argument. But for people saying like, oh, it's not, she didn't fucking care about, you know, she didn't say that for a particular reason. Well, I think you're wrong. I think you're just like, but getting mad over it is also insane because once again, getting mad over it is insane because like, she's not wrong. You're just throwing shade. Like, chill the fuck out.
People basically telling him that you can't sit at this table because you know him. And by him, he's referencing Pete Davidson. Cudi responds by
Does that make sense? Have I made myself clear? Like, it is shade for sure, but also she's in the right. Like, well, what are you fucking, you're going to get mad at that? Like, that's insane to be like, oh, you need to apologize to Travis. Okay. Well, you know, that's an insane demand. Like, he literally wrote, you need to apologize to Travis and the families. Like, the families came second, dude. Like, that was pretty funny, okay? And then he fucking switched the crosshairs over to Kid Cudi.
Saying, we talked weeks ago about this. You're whack for flipping the script and posting this lie just for a look on the internet. You ain't no friend. Bye. Now, if I was Cudi, I would have just said nothing because Kanye even saying this makes him look genuinely like a middle schooler. If this is an indication of how things likely are with his ex-wife in reference to how their children and custody and hostility amongst the two likely is, if how he deals with people outside of his immediate family isn't an indication of how he likely deals with people on the inside of it, I don't know what to tell you. This is ridiculously controlling, especially considering how you are now friends and buddy with fucking Drake, who was in a beef, in a back and forth with the now president of good music. You can be friends with Drake, someone who dissed your mans, but Cudi can't be friends with a fucking...
Well, he also, you know, Drake not only dissed his mans, but he also, you know, talked about fucking his wife. Like, you're gonna get mad at Cudi for being friends with the dude who's fucking your wife currently, or not wife, but you know, your baby mama, I guess. But like, Drake literally tried to actively try to have sex with Kim Kardashian. That's, you know, Pete. I was about to say Pete Buttigieg, but he doesn't know who fucking he's not like in any way, shape, or form related to Kanye in the same way that Drake is. Like, he doesn't have that connection the kind of ways that Drake does. It's crazy.
Comedian? The issue that I have that's even bigger than his back and forth with basically anyone that he can choose out of a hat or get his hands on, like any random celebrity name that he can think of at this point, is subject to him dissing them via social media. It doesn't have to have a reason. It could be basically about anything. The bigger issue that I have is the way mental health in this is being portrayed, because it's being portrayed as every time Kanye West has a tantrum on social media, it's a mental health thing. It's because he's bipolar. It's because he's off his meds. I've seen some incredibly disrespectful posts from people that allow me insight into how they view people who have mental health issues, and them not separating people who are genuinely suffering from issues with mental health versus someone who is just having a control issue. The lack of ability to separate a person's
Damn, this is a pretty good fucking... Damn, okay, Shawn Cee. I think this is a pretty good take on like kind of using I mean, in a weird way, like using the mental health shield almost, like to be like, oh, it's just mental health, but then also seeing a lot of people react in the way that they do, where they are like, oh, he's doing this because he's having mental health problems. You see it on both ends. Like on the one side, you see people using it as a defense mechanism. Okay. And then on the other side, you see people literally saying like, oh, he's just fucking crazy. He's just fucking crazy, which like further stigmatize people experiencing the similar mental health complications.
Diagnosis from their own personality, from them having flaws of their own, is honestly sick in this instance. I've seen so many people like retort with and go back and minimize Kanye to his mental health diagnosis. And as someone who heavily disagrees with him, I don't feel like he deserves that. That wouldn't be such an easy argument to go to if he wasn't on record talking about how he refuses to take medication or follow medical professional advice. But every time this man does something that people criticize or doesn't like, does not mean he's having a mental health episode. He's behaving like shitty people behave when they do something shitty. They make it shittier. They make it smell worse. They take the back of your head and they force your nose in it and they rub this shit around until that's all you can breathe in. That's what this rollout for Donda 2 has been. That's what this rollout in general has been. It's been shitty. Pete Davidson, in response to all these things that Kanye West has been saying, has basically said nothing. So not only does that make Kanye look worse, it gets more people to be on his side.
Wait, what the fuck? I did not see this. Is this a Farrakhan tattoo? What?
Which is why I don't understand where the hate wave for Kim.
I also want to do a like full spread coverage on Dipset and like rappers and their obsession in like the early 2000s with 9/11. Since the what is it, the Yo Money, fuck. There's another rapper who got an Osama bin Laden tattoo, or like was in the news for having an Osama bin Laden tattoo, and it's fuck Moneybag Yo. It's just fascinating, dude. It's crazy, especially Dipset. I know this is Jay Electronica, who is just like reminded me of what I was going to talk about. Okay. Why did you just link this Tim Dillon tweet to me? What did you do? I didn't do anything. Will shoved his hand in my asshole every time because he was drunk as fuck. Every time I walked by, but that's what she's talking about. She like caught it on camera. Okay, I gotta pee real quick. I'll be back. Okay.
Kardashian came about.
Once again, this is The Problem with Kanye by Shawn Cee, who I really enjoy. Okay.
Their divorce, because this whole time I'm hearing Kanye say all these things about what she is and who she is and what she's doing, and she's said nothing. Granted, I'm not going to act like Kanye West doesn't have rights to see his children, but when you behave like this, when you are as erratic as this, how do I feel safe with you being around kids, bro? I don't know what you are capable of. You're unironically dissing a dude in a song based solely off the fact that you ruined your relationship with your wife and now she's with him. That's it. That's the extent of your beef with dude. Finally, we can just say that this is a rollout, you know? Kanye knows what he's doing. Kanye is like taking this to the next level in terms of his level of insight and understanding of social media. He knows that when he wants to promote something, he knows when he's about to drop an album, it's beneficial for him to have the most drama around his name. He has 10 days to drop Donda 2, and he's capitalizing. He's going hard trying to make sure people are paying attention to him. His documentary is about to drop publicly very soon. His album is supposedly coming out in 10 days. My issue is he's not even allowing the music to speak for itself. I heard that new record that came out with Fabio and Alicia Keys, and I think Playboi Carti was on it. I'm not sure. I thought it was a less entertaining version of Off the Grid. Same song, but let's throw Alicia Keys on. What makes this rollout, if it is one, even worse is that Kanye doesn't look good. Yes, people are talking about him, but for all the wrong reasons. But what you not gonna do, what you not about to do is interrupt my nigga Cudi's flow. All right? This nigga is out somewhere humming gracefully, frolicking in dresses. He was quite possibly one of the best moments / additions to that Don Toliver Kid Cudi Kanye track off of Donda. I would believe that this was only for promo and only for marketing if that Big Sean Drink Champs interview had never dropped. You 40 plus beefing with a 20-year-old girl for a comment that had nothing to do with you, number one.
He brought up Rambo's going to fight Russia, forgot the context. Wait, what? Dude, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck? What
is this woman?
This is some
what? He brought up Rambo? What are you saying? Like, what are you, like a Tim Dillon stan? Like, you just want me to watch his fucking video of him announcing his new podcast or something? What? What's wrong with you, dude? Are you just like writing random shit in the chat for me to react to the video? You want it so desperately? He literally is like, you know what it is? It's because we're talking about like fucking Kanye and Pete Davidson and shit. And that 18-month subscriber is like, dude, I'm literally losing my shit. He's like, I need you to get to the Russia stuff. I need you to get to the Russia stuff right now. I know we're going to talk about the fucking grandma that got training from Russia, okay? Or not Russia. They're training from the fucking Nazis.
A comedian who isn't even 30 telling niggas who aren't even involved, if you know him, if you fuck with him, you can't come in my studio, Nick. This studio is only for niggas with allegations. What would happen?
That's a good one. What a line, dude.
You can't come in my studio, Nick. This studio is only for niggas with allegations. What would happen if Kid Cudi was like, you know what, Kanye, I can't be friends with someone who's friends with someone who's got assault allegations against them. This dude's a hypocrite. And even if it were just for an album rollout, why would you want this type of rollout attached to your mother's sequel album? Like a sequel album that's basically a dedication to your mother. Why would you want this to be attached? It's just nasty. Bro, I'm sorry. Didn't Drake also diss Cudi while he was in rehab? All right. I'm trying my absolute best to listen to the music, but when he is actually weaponizing his audience against people, I can't look away, because that's bullshit. You can't just say, oh, I'm talented, this is an MC, separate the artist from the art.
He just thinks like, low key, he just straight up thinks that like he's a punished artist, he's a tortured artist, and that's what his fan base thinks too. And he's like surrounded by sycophants that'll always gas him up regardless. And that's it. Like, he's just like, oh, it's normal for me to behave this way. And in any other circumstance, you'd be like, dude, you are unwell. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, in any other circumstance, he'd have, and this is really important, okay? This is really, really important for people who are, you know, kind of famous, or people who have like, just anyone, even if you're not fucking famous, but especially important for people who are in the public eye all the time, to have a support system, okay? To have like good friends that he sees as peers who can stop him from doing this psychotic shit. You never want to be in a circumstance where you're like only surrounded by yes men who have a financial interest in you behaving in the way that you do, because they're not going to stop you from, you know, doing this psychotic shit. And for the people saying like, oh, well, you're promoting his album right now. I know, I got it. It's fine. Okay. Who cares? He's promoting his album in the worst way possible. And it's just funny because, like, what? You think I'm not going to fucking... You think I'm not going to listen to the new Kanye album? You think people are not going to listen to the new Kanye album and they heard about Kanye West because he did this? Like, no. Okay, I'm promoting his album for free. I don't give a fuck. This was pretty funny. He, like, made a reference to Michael Che on SNL. You know, doing something to Pete Davidson, and he was like, sorry, I would never betray my friends for anything less than triple salary. That's right, $90K a year, full medical, full dental, 4 weeks vacay, corner office, plus a pair of the Red Octobers, size 12. And you got to make some beats for my band, the Slap Butts. What else? What else? And you got to tell me what you're going to wear to work the night before so we can look like twins. You do that for me, I'll Rambo that whole building. So stupid. But yeah, it's like kind of weird for him to like expect other people that are his coworkers to also behave in this way. Channel 5 was there, by the way. Look at Channel 5 at the Bro, these guys, we cannot turn up like New York. I'm sorry. We just don't. We don't turn up like New York. It's just not gonna happen. Also, whose house? Ram's house, quite literally, quite possibly is the worst chant. I was saying that before and it was like... Anyway, let's continue.
When the artist in question is weaponizing the fan bases they've grown over 20 years against whoever looks at them the wrong way, essentially, says something that they don't like, does something that they don't like, they get this much backlash from it. It's fucked up, bro. People in general should just be over it. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say. That's really all I got.
You see Freddie Gibbs troll Kanye? That was Freddie Gibbs who did that? I love this. I love this. Yeah, he's like, yay, I heard D had some info on Skeet. Who's D? Please give me his @ D's nuts. Find God. He said, find God, dude. That's hilarious. I love that. That's fucking hilarious. Anyway. Get memed on, dude. Get absolutely memed on. Find God. Oh, Freddie Gibbs didn't do that? He just posted it on a story? Well, how would he know? Julia Fox was cute. Now she looked like she touched the Ark of the Covenant. What happened? The Kardashian curse. That's what happened. Yeah, anyway, that's the final saga, is that Kanye West has sent Kim Kardashian a truck full of roses for Valentine's Day. He says, my vision is crystal clear. Okay. Yeah, that's it. And I guess the Julia Fox relationship is over. She deleted the photo that they were together on her Instagram. And, you know, the Lord take down some relationships and reveals new relationships. New relationship just dropped. Bro, this is funny as fuck. Okay, so first of all, I don't know what's going on here. Like, I don't know if they're in a relationship or not. I mean, these are my peers. I'm happy for them if they're happy. That's great. But I saw this photo and I thought to myself, what year is it from? Literally, immediately. I was like, is this like an early 2000s? Like, they've known each other since the early 2000s? Because of Kyle's fitted cap that is so New York. This is the most dead ass, okay? This is literally the most dead ass I've ever seen a person, okay? Straight up. This is the most dead ass B-fit of all time, okay? He's got the chain, he's got the cut sleeve shirt, and those tattoos. Oh my Lord, Kyle. What are those tats, man? I had no idea he had the tribal tat. I love that. I love that, okay? I absolutely love love what is going on in this photo. He's got the barbed wire tribal tat with the fucking, is that Metallica? I don't even know what that is. Kyle Kalinske with the fucking, with the fitted. It's just, this is the guy that is New York to the fucking bone, okay? There is no, like, I don't know how to describe it, okay? This is the most New York energy, okay? In every way, shape, and form. Like, first of all, it's the least fitted of all time, okay? Calling this a fitted hat is disrespectful to words. It's disrespectful to the English language. It's supposed to fit. And it does not fit at all. It's like too large for his head. You can see like it's like crinkled up here like a napkin, like a used napkin. I love it. I love it. I love it so fucking much, dude. Gives me Jersey vibes. We don't claim him. He's all yours. Jersey, New York, doesn't matter. Pennsylvania, doesn't matter. It's all the same shit. He is the most like, he's the most East Coast guy and he just wears it on his sleeve. And I respect that. That's all I'm saying. Okay. He is the most East Coast guy out there. Okay. He's just a guy. You know he's got the Adam Sandler 14s, okay, that go all the way, the baggiest fucking N1 shorts you've ever seen. You know, I don't need to see it to believe it, okay? I know he's got the Adam Sandler shorts on. Like, they look like fucking parachutes, okay? And they are literally, they're like capri shorts, okay? I don't even know if you could call them basketball shorts. You know he's wearing straight up the biggest shorts you've ever seen of all time, okay? You know what I'm talking about with Adam Sandler shorts? Hold on. Adam Sandler is a great example of a guy who just dresses up like a guy, okay? Here, let's look up Adam Sandler fits. Yup, look at that. Look at that. Bask in the glory of the Adam Sandler fits, dude. My man is wearing, what is that? What? Those are the largest shorts. I don't even know where they sell these shorts, okay? This is what I'm talking about, dude. This is what I'm talking about. Anyway, so that's, I know for a fact that this is what what do you call it? This is what Kyle's wearing in the bottom. Anyway, Adam Sandler walks so Billie Eilish could run. Straight up, Billie Eilish stole Adam Sandler's flow, dude. 100%. So, I'm happy for them. This is great. I saw the tattoos and I was like, I mean, it literally looks from, this photo looks like it was taken in 2003, which I love. It's very Kyle. He's very authentically himself, if you know what I mean. That's just him. He doesn't give a fuck. That's just what he rocks. And I respect it. Did Kyle Crystal get a divorce? I don't know. Why do you guys know so much about these, like, why do you guys know so much about, like, the relationships of, like, political commentators, bro? What the fuck? That's a little weird, don't you think? Kyle's take on the halftime show, you know he loved it. You know he loved it. Wait, what? I don't even know what this is. Best halftime show of all time? Okay, this sucks. I don't know, but you know, I don't need to know. I don't need to know what Kyle's like. He could say, I hated that halftime show, and I know he loved it, okay? Are you kidding me? That halftime show is designed for Kyle Kalinske and for myself as well. No shot he did not love that halftime show. No fucking shot. Yeah. Are you kidding me? That halftime show is from an era where everyone used to dress like the way Kyle Kalinske dresses right now. What are you talking about? That halftime show is like, you know, our nostalgic moments, like from our childhood, when it's like, when you know, Kyle would tweet about being hungry, if you know what I mean. Like that's, you know, he listened to all of those songs when he was growing up. You know. It's designed for 2000 to 2010 high school grads. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Bro, stop beating his ass in the QRTs. It's not even ass beating. It's like, I love it. I actually do love it. Back when everything was about family and going fast and furious with the blue underglow from the Honda Civic. Yeah. Manifesto of the convoy hackers? No, I'm not going to look at that. That seems crazy. Isn't that your speed too? No. You've been roasting Kyle for the past 10 minutes? Bro, listen. If you don't understand that this is appreciation, okay? This is coming from a place of appreciation. I don't know what to tell you. Okay? It 100% is though. Like it's not. I respect someone who is unapologetically themselves, okay? In that way. And Kyle is. Like he has every opportunity to change up his style and he's just like, no, I don't care. This is what I like. This is what I rock. This is what I appreciate. I'm going to keep doing it. Fuck you. All right, let's watch the Tim Dillon thing and then we'll talk about the fucking grandma Nazi, or not the grandma who's a Nazi, but like the actual fucking Nazi on television and in a PR package. Dude, I swear to God, like, do they have a PR package? Like, do war journalists, like war correspondents, do they like literally go to a press conference and, you know, it's just like fucking, it's like seeing professional athletes sit in front of those microphones and deliver like answers to all their questions because everybody uses the same package. It's crazy.
This is some, I think, Ukrainian woman who's trying to join the troops.
Well, I'll tell you right now, my money's on Russia. She's 80 years old. Joined civilians weapons training with Ukraine troops. I got to be honest. I'm putting my money on Russia. She's like Betty White with a Kalashnikov. I don't know if that's going to do it. Putin will vaporize her. Again, Ukraine's nationalists. This is all false flag. I mean, this is.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
No, this is all.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
I mean, this is clearly like. Best case, it's Russia doing this as a justification for an invasion. Worst case, it's you know who. We are somehow involved in this. And we are that's
fuck does it mean somehow? We are 100% involved in this, dude. The CIA has been training like Azov Battalion and Azov Battalion trainers for a very long time, even before they fucking, you know, got absorbed into the National Guard. And are still very much in operation. And nationalism in Ukraine and nationalism everywhere, obviously, is a gigantic problem, including like the Russian aligned forces as well. Do not misunderstand me. I'm not saying that that's not the case, but you know, it's definitely, especially like fascist paramilitaries is the American specialty. So it's kind of our bread and butter. We love arming the mega conservative, ultra reactionary forces everywhere. Okay, that's like kind of our thing. We love doing that, whether it's Nazis in Ukraine or whether it is you know, the Mujahideen and like other reactionary fucking forces. You know, that's what we do. That's what we fucking do, baby.
It's Ranboo right there, by the way. We are sending Minecraft kids over here to pretend to be Ukrainian nationalists to goad Russia.
The fuck? He knows who Rambo is?
Military activity. Because this doesn't seem real. But I could be wrong. There's like 6 of them, by the way. I mean, you know, this is some type of op. You smell this already. You can smell it already. They got the old woman with the gun. She cares about her country so much. I mean, you can kind of feel the narrative taking shape. The Ukrainian nationalists are training. Look at this old woman. She cares so much. The elderly are going to come out with weapons. The old people are coming out with their guns. So I don't know who wants the war. Russia.
I mean, they did this with like the chatter was not lying about Rambo. I yelled at the chatter, but holy fuck, dude. That is, can you blame me for not understanding? Okay. Cause like, how the fuck was I supposed to know? How the fuck was I supposed to know that was like, he was actually going to bring up Rambo? What the fuck?
England, everyone, all of the above. The only people that probably don't are fucking Ukraine, these poor fucks. They're not doing anything. They're just, their economy's being destroyed.
Anyway, look, yeah, I mean, he's right. The fucking people of Ukraine care more about their economy than like going into active conflict with Russia. Does Russia threaten their sovereignty? Certainly. You know, they are worried. That's understandable. That's an understandable fear to have. Okay. The solution should not be to get coddled by the IMF and Western forces, especially if you're a Ukrainian citizen who is legitimately fucking worried about his or her prospects and their economy. Then that's not going to be helpful. Turning your entire country into yet another military base is not going to be the solution. But ultimately, here's the thing, okay? And Simon Schuster has been doing decent reporting on the ground. Like, the reporters that are in Ukraine that have been stationed in fucking Moscow and Ukraine, okay, have drastically different takes than the American State Department propaganda mouthpieces in the form of PBS and everyone else. And we've talked about this already, okay? Where like, it's not in the best interest of Ukraine because it's like ruining their economy. It's ruining their fucking tourism prospects. It's the uncertainty is harming their economy even further. Okay. And America keeps like banging the fucking war drums. Like, no, Russia's going to invade like literally yesterday. Russia has invaded already. It's gotten to a point where I feel like they're just going to lie. Like, they're going to be like, no, Russia actually invaded. People are like, hold on. No, that's not happening. And America's going to be like, no, they did. You're wrong. Shut the fuck up, Zelensky. Shut the fuck up. Russia literally killed you. You're dead. You're fucking dead. Source close to Zelensky told me that the U.S. first warned his team of Russian invasion last fall, putting the chance that 80% of the Ukrainians didn't buy it, but they saw an opportunity, more aid, more attention, and played along. Now they have regrets. Too much attention. U.S. considering offering Ukraine up to $1 billion in sovereign loan guarantees. Okay? So, like I said, Russia cannot engage in an actual invasion of Ukraine. And I don't mean like fucking eastern regions. I don't mean regions that are like regions where there's like separatists and Russian majority. I'm not talking about Crimea. I'm talking about like straight up fucking going into Ukraine, a country with 44 million people, and doing counterinsurgency warfare. They would never be able to withstand that. Russia knows that. They don't want that. Neither does Ukraine. Everyone has fucking talked about it over and over again, a million times over, okay? NATO is not a defensive force. I'm sick and tired of people saying that NATO is a defensive force when it's not. Historically, it has been actively used against other countries. Perhaps not directly against Russia. When has NATO invaded Russia? It doesn't matter. It's like literally used. It's weaponized against in proxy wars. It's weaponized against other countries all the fucking time. And it's not a defensive force at all. And if it was a defensive force, it's a defensive force against something that no longer exists, against a country that no longer exists, a country no longer being guided by the ideology that it was originally created to, push back against communism, socialism. So read the quoted tweet first. CNN has been told by Mikhaila Podolyak, a presidential advisor, Zelensky was being ironic with his comment. President Zelensky says Ukraine has been informed that there will be an attack on Wednesday. He does not say who told him this. The U.S. has said that Russia could invade Ukraine any day now, including the next few days. Are you fucking what? What is happening? Are you guys fucking stupid? Are Americans just like the dumbest country on the planet? What the fuck is they're like, are they making fun of us? It literally feels like it literally feels like the entire American media is just like it makes more sense if Zelensky somehow secretly had a deal with Putin, okay? And the Putin deal, by the way, I'm just memeing. This is not serious, okay? I just want to qualify this. I want to clarify. What I'm about to tell you is not what my serious speculation is. But this media cycle for the past month has been so psychotic and so horny, so insanely hungry for war overseas between Ukraine and Russia that it unironically feels like Putin and Zelensky cut a deal, okay, to be like, yeah, let's make it seem like we are going to war all the time, okay? And then like we will see what the American media does so that we can completely destroy the American citizens' belief system in mainstream media. Because if you're watching this from the outside and you're not one of those like, I only fucking get my news from every State Department mouthpiece. If you're not one of those guys that's like repeating, StateDepartment.gov articles about NATO being a defensive allegiance in here, and there are plenty of you that are like that. If you're just like a normal person, you're like, the fuck are we fighting? Like, what is happening? Why are we gonna? What is going on? Why do we give a shit? Why do we give a shit about what the fuck's going on? I feel like average Americans look to this and go, why is the media fucking banging the war drums? Maybe I'm wrong. And it's very difficult for a lot of you to see that because a lot of you get your information exclusively from fucking YouTube bread tubers and social democrats on the internet. And they're all fucking just as horny and just as thirsty for war. And they're not looking at this with any sort of clarity, with any sort of intellectual honesty or consistency, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I think Western leftists fucking fail when it comes to applying that same kind of analyses that they engage in when they're talking about American imperialism of the past. When it comes to American imperialism of the now, they're like, Western imperialism of the now, they're like, no, this is justifiable. This is justifiable. This is justifiable. This is totally justifiable. It's like if your point is always like, well, the Western imperialism is a civilizing force in comparison to the autocratic imperialism of Russia or whatever the fuck you're saying there, then you're not like you're doing the job of the government. Like you're literally doing it for free as an independent source, as an outside source. You've believed the propaganda. You've taken it hook, line, and sinker, and it's very sad to see. Anyway. It's just, what good is the fucking Iraq war? What good is the ongoing problems of imperialism? What good is it when you cover, on the one hand, what America is doing with the Afghan central bank, and then turn around and say, but actually in Ukraine, we should turn Ukraine into Afghanistan too, Electric Boogaloo. Like, that's terrifying, and that's really stupid. I think you got the horse pushing the cart there, buddy. Hasan, NATO is a U.S. war machine, Pepega. I mean, dude, I don't know what to tell you. I did like a very long and very comprehensive coverage on this like last weekend before I, actually on Friday. If you think that, Russia is going to like full blown invade Ukraine, I don't know what to tell you. It's just like so insane, so psychotic. The 16th is the day the attack was from a Facebook post. I also think in a weird way, either they're doing this because they're like super horny for war, or it gets lost in the translation, or because like Russia is like feeding false information to expose sources. Because it makes no sense. Materially speaking, they would not benefit from fucking going to war with Ukraine, okay? Even if Ukraine did not get help from the Western world, which is impossible, they will always get help. It'll turn into a proxy. It won't be a direct war, but it will absolutely be a proxy war regardless, with like American forces, American help, American aid, Western aid in general, right? It makes no sense that they are the ones who are more deliberate in saying like this is absolutely going to happen. You are ridiculous. I don't know why you still think it's not happening when the Ukrainian president literally came out today and said it was the top of the hour. How can you say that? Fuck you. God damn it, dude. Canada just announced a few minutes ago they're giving Ukraine a $500 million loan. Press conference with Trudeau and Chrystia Freeland. The attack is imminent line has been going on for the last 2 months. No, it's been going on even before then. It's been going on even before then. Live psychological warfare exercises latest. Live. Russia invades Ukraine. Wait, what? Statement on publishing error by Bloomberg News. We prepare headlines for many scenarios, and the headline Russia invades Ukraine was inadvertently published around 4 p.m. Eastern today on our website. We deeply regret the error. The headline has been removed, and we are investigating the cause. Dude. They've been doing this for the past month or so. I've been actively covering this. If you don't recognize that this is fucked up, like this is deeply fucked up, and it's very obvious what the fuck's going on, I don't know what to tell you, okay? I mean, I covered this part. PBS's very own Nick Schifrin, who went to State Department sources and just straight up fucking wrote their anonymous propaganda. The U.S. believes the Russian President Vladimir Putin has decided to invade Ukraine and has communicated that decision to the Russian military. 3 Western and defense officials tell me. Now, the other part of it is like, I'd love to think the U.S. is being played here. Putin is meeting the next few days with Jair Bolsonaro, the anti-vax genocidal president from Brazil. His minions truly absolutely believe he's on a sacred mission to stop World War III. Like, why are you not listening to the fucking... Wait, what? Zelensky, we are told February 16 will be the day of the attack. We will make it a reunion day. The corresponding decree has already been signed. On this day, we will hoist our national flags, put blue and yellow ribbons, and show the whole world our unity. Breaking, CNN reports the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, said Ukraine has been informed that Wednesday 16 is the attack. Wait, what is this person blocked? Has this person blocked me? That is not what he said. I saw all of his speech, and I'm a native Ukrainian speaker. Well, I wonder why this person blocked me. Interesting. All of these news outlets being horny is creepy, and I feel like I'm being used. I think you are. I mean, if you believe that, like, if you find yourself whipped up in a fucking frenzy, constantly talking about how, you know, Russia is going to fucking invade Ukraine, Russia is going to fucking invade Ukraine, Russia's going to invade Ukraine, then I'm sorry, but, you know, you're being duped. You're literally being duped aggressively. Okay? And it's like so weird because even if Russia doesn't end up, which I don't think it will, but even if Russia doesn't end up invading Ukraine, there's no consequences for America. I feel like at this stage they could literally just lie and be like, no, they did actually invade, I promise. And you'll think that that's and some of you will literally defend it. Okay. I'm Russian. A lot of propaganda is spread about Russia. However, the current political divide has caused tactically by the spread of Russian propaganda to cause global destabilization. You know what's funny though? That's kind of what I'm trying to point to here, is that I totally forgot to run the top of the hour ad break. And now I'm going to run it, of course. And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do that for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime, obviously. Or, you know, you can do that if you're lucky and you get gifted a sub. Many people have gifted subs. Maybe you will be a gift sub recipient as well. But if you're not lucky, then, you know, you make your own luck by subscribing for $5 or subscribing for free with a Twitch Prime. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. But as I was talking about like, if there's anything that undermines the credibility of mainstream media, okay, it's the way that they're behaving right now. If Russia just never ends up fucking invading Ukraine, then like so many people who already are like anti-invading Ukraine. Regarding Ukraine, the U.S. should stay out, 53% says. Support Ukraine, 43% says. Support Russia, 4%. Support for staying out among 18 to 29-year-olds is 61%. 30 to 44-year-olds is 55. 45 to 64 is 55. And then 65 plus is at 39% support for staying out. That's it. The only majority, the only minority staying out group is at 65 plus. So like they're literally losing. They're no matter how hard they try to manufacture consent, it feels short of what they have done in the past. Maybe it's because of the internet. Maybe it's because like Russia is like not Afghanistan or Iraq, and they have the capacity to also deliver misinformation or counter the misinfo going on. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know how to describe it other than like this is going to undermine mainstream media even further. Like if Russia wanted to do misinformation, this is the best way to do it, by, you know, giving enough rope to the American warmongers to continue running with the narrative and like whipping people up into a fucking frenzy, only to then fall short of what is actually happening in on the ground.
Starting with breaking news on the.
Yeah, Russia is about to invade every country winter. Of course, Poroshenko, over 80,000 Russian troops in and around Ukraine. I mean, this was like in 2018. They do this every year around winter when there's like regular military exercises that happen. This number that we have seen at the border, though, is a lot higher. This is the highest number at the border. That's the truth. It is true. You don't line up 130K troops and keep them there to play the Western media. Okay, well, why they lined up 80,000 troops in 2018, so I've talked about this before. This is like a thing that they do. Why not? Why not do that to fucking dupe people? I'm not saying that that's the reason why this is happening, but that is the outcome of the process. I feel like that is what's going on a little bit. That's what's happening, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Okay? Do you understand what I mean? Anyway, so let's talk about this, and then we'll get to the Nazi grandma.
President Vladimir Zelensky now saying Russia could.
They've literally set up field hospitals and blood banks in preparation. That was fake news. You got duped, dummy. That's not real. The blood bank shit was literally retracted like an hour later. You know how many fucking retracted stories you've probably read thinking that it's real, including like this stuff, including the other thing that I showed you before with like the PBS guy saying, "Oh, it's gonna happen next week." Yeah, that's not real. That's actually not real. That story that you're mentioning is bait, and you got sucked into the bait. And instead of reconsidering your priorities or why you were so horny to fucking believe it, just, you know, you're going further into that fucking weird rabbit hole. It's a very strange thing to continue pushing misinformation when you're faced with the reality that you've been duped. I get why it's like harder. It's harder to let go of that, but I don't know what else to tell you. Ukraine came out against it an hour later. Exclusive. Russia moves blood supplies near Ukraine, adding to U.S. concern, officials say. Yeah, they literally retracted this. This was not... well, is this even in the article? Russia security demands. 8 years ago, seized Crimea. Blah, blah, blah. Security demands. But such moves have scant impact on Russian policy. Wait, there's no retraction in this article? What the fuck? They didn't even fucking put it in this? That's crazy. What the hell is going on? These warnings, disclosure of blood supplies by U.S. officials being on condition of anonymity adds another piece of context. Yeah, it's always anonymous too. Always fucking anonymous. I don't think they ever retracted it. It was just never substantiated. Hold on. I think that the Pentagon has previously acknowledged deployment of medical support as a part of Russia's buildup. It doesn't guarantee that there's going to be another attack, but we could execute another attack unless they have that in hand. Did not immediately respond. Ukraine's deputy minister denied the information. Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? Ask yourself how this is appropriate. Ask yourself why this is allowed. Ask yourself why America does this on a daily basis and none of you fucking look through the article. I thought that they would have at least... This information is not true. Such news is an element of information and psychological war. The purpose of such information is to spread panic and fear in our society, she said on Facebook. On Friday, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky criticized a feeling abroad that a war had already started. We don't need this panic, he told reporters in Kiev. Read more. So the sources that are anonymous and non-anonymous in the State Department think that this is happening. The sources on the ground don't, but it doesn't matter because Reuters runs with this headline. They can deny it, baby. Doesn't mean it ain't happening. Come on now. Dog. It's more damning that they didn't retract this. Like, this is fucking insane, dude. This is an insane way to read a fucking article. Are you psychotic? So, American State Department that has a very clear interest in like continuing the banging on the war drums is the only people saying that this is happening. The people on the ground are saying it's not fucking happening and they're denying it. And you're still like, no, I believe the American State Department. Why the fuck would Ukraine not want war then? If Ukraine is so horny for fucking war, then why are they also denying it? You mean to tell me that like the US wants Russia to invade Ukraine so they can sell even more weapons to NATO allies? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I know. That's what I'm trying to say. They want it, except the reality is Russia would get fucking cumstered. Like, it would cripple Russia dramatically. It would be horrible for Ukraine. It would be devastating for Ukraine. And it would be devastating for Russia. The only people that win in the situation, if you look at it, is just America. That's it. Only Canada, the United States of America, and the UK. Those are the only guys that fucking win. And I keep repeating this line over and over again, and yet there's still people who come in here at this point with the amount of misinformation being spread. Like, with the amount of misinformation being spread about this, okay, that's one thing. But look at who is interested, okay? Look at who is interested on this. Who the interested parties are. Why is Russia making demands right now then? What do you mean? Of course Russia is making demands. Russia is flexing, okay? They're doing a show of force. They do military exercises at their border around this time pretty much every fucking year, okay? This is the largest amount of troop activity, however, in the past couple of years. The reason why it's gotten to this point is because America is looking at that and going, oh, this is war. This is actually happening. And how many times is the U.S. State Department propaganda going to be falsified almost immediately for you to recognize, like, okay, maybe I was wrong. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Okay, maybe it just seems a little weird. Maybe it's like a little bit of a journalistic malpractice. Okay? How was it devastating for Russia when they took Crimea? Honestly asking, it was not devastating when they took Crimea because Crimea is overwhelmingly Russian. That's the difference. Crimea is overwhelmingly Russian. Crimea is not the same as Kiev. I have already talked about this before, okay? Also, Crimea's situation is not poor at all at this moment. Crimea itself, under, of course, military occupation, voted, so you can say the referendum is like negligible, but ethnic background in Crimea is primarily fucking Russian, like overwhelming majority. Crimea also was Russia's access into the Black Sea, even before Russia annexed it, okay? Demographically, Crimea is Russian. Anyway. Who gives a shit about the ethnicity if people don't want that? Wait, people do want that. No, people wanted that. You're wrong. Why? Where are you getting the information that they don't want that? If anything, there's only information that the people do want that. And the reason why I bring the ethnic background is because the reason why I bring the demographics up is because not only did they want it, but you can say, well, the annexation happened and the referendum occurred during military occupation, so it's not technically real or whatever. But okay, 90% voted to be a part of Russia. But also 82% are Russian anyway. So what the fuck? What more is there to talk about? It's okay. Look, here's the thing. It's okay. Maybe you didn't see that. Maybe you didn't understand that. Maybe you only read fucking articles. But have you gone over this article with chat? Yes, I did. I did this on Friday. I did this extensively. Like I went through piece by piece on every single part of this article. We did it. You can say the elections are not legitimate, which is fine. I mean, it's under occupation. Why is Ukraine the West's fault? No, I'm not going to cover this. I've already I showed pieces of this. I'm pretty sure. I've shown pieces of this in the past. I don't want to give like a fucking. I don't want to watch like a hour-long lecture on it. Anyway, but I have talked about this before. The post-referendum poll by American and German pollsters pretty much say that the overwhelming majority of people in Crimea think that the referendum results align with their views. The Tatars didn't believe that it, the Tatars wanted autonomy, but... Did you respond to Adam Something's video? No, I have not. Anyway. And again, I have to remind you on this, okay? I have to remind you once again that Crimea is Russia's entry point into the Black Sea. It's deeply important. It has strategic importance for Russia. Either they wanted it to be an autonomous region, or they wanted to be in the same. They wanted it to remain the same fucking. They wanted to remain the way that it did, where it was basically they had their bases. Like there was an entry point into their fucking bases and their entry point into the Black Sea. So it's a place of profound geopolitical importance for Russia. Not only that, but also historically speaking, Crimea has also been autonomous in the past as well, like separate from Ukraine. There is a Tatar Turkic population as well. So, yeah, but this is a violation of Ukrainian sovereignty? Bro, you can't say that. Like, you can't say this is a violation of Ukrainian sovereignty, okay? You can't maintain the position that, like, Sinjan deserves to be East Turkestan, okay, as an independent autonomous nation, and then fucking literally flip the narrative when the majority demographic wants to be a part of Russia, and you're like, no, I don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck. It's actually hurting like a piece of paper. Okay, well, guess what, dude? You're a dumbass Westoid, in which case, like, your opinion is completely fucking insignificant in this matter. So shut the fuck up. Like, what do you mean? Yes, you can. You literally can. Like, it's such a weird, take from Westerners who's like, I don't give a fuck what the people on the ground wanted, okay? I care about the fucking constitution of Ukraine or some shit. It's like, okay, got it. Sick. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter. So Taiwan deserves to be a sovereign state? Sure. It is a sovereign state. What the fuck do you mean? So what's up? What's up? What kind of take? What's going on there? Texas should be able to secede to Mexico? If Texas wants to secede to go to Mexico, go ahead, go off. Anyway. Like, you guys yourselves are, like, saying no to a group of individuals who are, like, on board with this decision made. Okay? I don't know what to tell you. It's, like, so fucking weird. Yeah, we have to protect Russian citizens that Putin just gave a bunch of passports for free and decades of brain rot to Russia and Ukraine. How much Iron Curtain history do you even goddamn know? I don't know why you get so fucking horny about this. I actually don't understand it. Now you're saying that, like, oh, well, they had a vested interest in joining Russia, and that's still bad. They should have stayed a part of Ukraine. Again, all you're telling me is, like, the people on the ground were not interested, actually, or should not be interested, actually. They should maintain a part of. I think you should ban most of us in the chat. No, I'm not banning a single one of you motherfuckers because I'm in a good mood. But the post-referendum polls conducted by the U.S. Government Broadcasting Board of Governors show that 83% of Crimeans felt that the results of March 16 referendum on Crimean status likely reflected the views of the most people there. So, like, the people themselves were like, yeah, no, this is fine. And you're still like, no, it doesn't matter. Fuck you. And the reason why you feel that way, the reason why you personally feel that way is because of the media, because what the fucking media has told you, like, that is an unacceptable act of fucking war. You know? Can't wait for the first shouters. Do you also support a referendum in Kurdistan without knowing your position? Yeah, exactly. This is fine, except it was taken by force. Okay, but it doesn't matter. Has Hasan ever addressed concerns that his position on the issue is very similar to Neville Chamberlain's stance on Nazi Germany's expansionism? People say that all the time. I don't care. Yeah, that's my take on it. I literally don't give a shit. Like, you know, read a different book for once, please. It's always World War II memes, like always. And there's a reason for it, because it's the last time that it was like considerably justifiable. The American actions and the Allied actions were justifiable the last fucking time. So that's the only reason why you avoid talking about the litany of different examples that actually are on my side of the argument. Afghanistan, Iran, like actions in Iran, actions in Afghanistan, Iraq, numerous other places that America's been involved with, Korea, Vietnam. All of these instances were like, or every Latin American country where America's like literally armed the most reactionary fucking forces in an effort to push for, during the Cold War, in an effort to push for fucking regime change by force. None of that is relevant. World War II, this is appeasement, this is appeasement. It's like, I get it, you don't fucking read. I get it, you don't understand American history outside of an American exceptionalist attitude, but don't come in here and like constantly and consistently only fucking bring up the one goddamn time that you can remember where like America did something that was justifiable, okay? And guess who was on the other side of that justifiable allegiance? The USSR. Okay? So, incredibly strange stuff. If forcefully taking land is only a bad thing when the US does it, if the people are okay with it afterwards. Dude, there has never been a situation. First of all, you can't make comparisons with the United States of America to Russia because, like, Russia's imperialism exists within the boundaries of, like, within the boundaries of historic context that makes it infinitely still not justifiable if the people on the ground deserve the autonomy, but still is not comparable because there are people that are Russian living there. Okay, these are regions that were like completely controlled by the Russian Empire for longer than America has been around. Okay. There are no areas where like there's a fuckload of Americans living there and America's like, hey, we want to fucking take back this bordering fucking region where there are a fuckload of Americans living there historically. Okay. So that's not a real thing. Like you can't make this comparison. It doesn't make Russian imperialism or Russian expansionism okay, but you have to remember that like this is not the same fucking take. You can't make this comparison at all. It's such a weird thing for Americans to try to justify it. Then why are you literally justifying it, Lamau? Should the UK fucking annex Massachusetts? Do you think Massachusetts, first of all, is the UK bordering the United States? Is the UK and the United States, or is Massachusetts an important port for fucking the UK? Is Massachusetts exclusively, almost damn near exclusively fucking comprised of British expats or British people that still want to be a part of the UK? None of those things are true, but if they were, if the combination of all those things were true, then yes, that would be justifiable. So Israel should take over all of Palestine? That's not true, because that area still had a majority Palestinians and that have been fucking purged and expelled from their own fucking lands, and there's still a fuckload of Palestinians living there. You can't make that comparison, man. You can't make that fucking comparison. It's the exact opposite, as a matter of fact. But it makes sense why you would justify Israel's settler colonialist terrorist state, okay? Because you have a Western point of view. Like people who say, do you apply the same view on Germany, Austria, Switzerland? Fail to recognize that, first of all, Switzerland, Austria, and Germany have had no interest in this kind of like, if Germany fucking invaded Austria tomorrow, the Austrian people would not be like, this is sick, this is fire, this is poggers, or Switzerland is a better example. Like, do you think that they would be like, no, this is great, we should do this? Like you're not bringing up a good example that isn't immediately about World War II. I know, World War II. I get it, but like we don't live in World War II territory anymore. We're not talking about World War II anyway. Anyway, okay. The Massachusetts comment was so stupid it gave me brain cancer. None of these people that are in here none of these people in here fucking actually recognize that like their take on the matter is kind of stupid though. That's the problem. Like they just keep saying Neville Chamberlain, appeasement, and think that that's like, that's it. That's a good own. Without taking into account information that's in front of their eyes and also historical context. Like all of those things are completely insignificant, completely negligible in the eyes of the American Westoid who like is horny for fucking war because they are so far removed from its consequences that they don't give a shit. The walkback isn't from Kiev. It was misinterpreted by NBC, other outlets. Walkback should come from those inaccurately reporting what Zelensky said. If you know Zelensky, local languages, local context, you don't misinterpret this. Ukrainian media didn't get it wrong, only US. Important update, Josh, NBC News, walk back from Kiev. Like, do you not find it strange that like it's constantly the Ukrainian media that's wrong or the Ukrainian officials that are wrong actually, and the State Department is always right unconditionally, no matter how much they get shit wrong? Even if like the Ukrainian leaders are like, this is not real, this is not happening, they're like, no, it is happening, shut the fuck up. Shut the absolute fuck up. Okay? The exercise will be over by the end of next week, so it should be clear what their intentions are by then. Anyway, we're going to get to the Nazi part of this, but before that, let's watch this.
Wednesday, NBC News foreign correspondent Matt Bradley is in Dnipro, Ukraine. Matt, President Zelensky saying in a Facebook post that February 16th, that's this Wednesday, will be the day of the attack. What do you know about that timeline?
Okay, I got to tell you, Allison, this has actually been a major point of contention and a major topic of discussion that we've been having here with our colleagues who speak Ukrainian. There is something lost in translation here. When he said that this was going to be on February 16th, he was told this, and actually the entire world was told this through anonymous sources reported in an Associated Press article, not today, not yesterday, but several days ago. So this is not news. This is something that he is saying, and actually this comedian turned president is saying this with a bit of sardonic, jest, with some irony. It is not him parroting a line that February 16th is going to be the date of the invasion. He's actually referring to media reports, and that's why he's called.
Yeah, you kind of, don't you feel a bit of shame when you report it like this? Like, there's no shame in this. Chatters, we know that the media are demons, right? But don't you personally feel a little bit ashamed that you got duped so aggressively? Like, if you are consistently jumping the fucking gun, being like, oh, it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow, and you have like literally the leader of the country that you are supposedly designed to protect, that you have the interest in protecting, making fun of your attitude, okay, by saying this, and you keep getting duped over and over again, don't you feel like maybe you shouldn't jump the gun so aggressively? Don't you feel like that deserves some examination? No, never mind. No, I'm just going to be just as horny and belligerent. It's so weird. And I feel like you have to recognize, you have to fucking recognize that jumping the gun so consistently like this, okay, acting like QAnoners predicting the storm, lol. Wait, what, me? Oh, he's saying that Americans are acting like QAnoners predicting the storm. Yeah, exactly. It's like you keep getting fucking owned and you're like, oh, no, it's going to happen. It's going to happen next week. It's like fucking whatever. Yeah. For a second, I thought, because there's so many people that are just like attacking me relentlessly about this stuff. And a lot of the Western content creators have actually taken this. A lot of Western content creators have also taken the stance that are like pro NATO and therefore like weirdly pro fucking war is imminent in Ukraine. Like that's the attitude that I see a lot all over the internet, from the Western social democrats and stuff like that. So that is part of the reason why I'm a little bit more on the defense, despite the fact that I'm right. I think I'm right.
Calling this the Day of Unity. He says elsewhere in his speech that we've been told this before. In many ways, this does, though, represent a major shift in tone from President Zelensky, who up until now has been really pouring a lot of cold water on all of these reports, the increasingly alarmist reports coming out of Washington.
You are incorrect on this one, but I won't hold it against you. But I'm right. Like, I've been right this entire time. So, like, what's up? I don't know when you will admit it. Like, you will never admit it. As long as the American media keeps saying, like, no, war is tomorrow, you're going to keep coming in here and saying, no, America's right, war is tomorrow. I mean, they've been saying that for 2 months now. What happened? Why hasn't it happened? I think it's entirely possible that the media wants war, but that's pretty irrelevant to who's at fault here. If you were to ask the Russians, they too would tell you that they are trying to ramp up aggression and somehow this is NATO aggression. It is NATO aggression. It 100% is NATO aggression. That's the difference that you and I have on this. It is. It's Western forces like completely fucking gearing up. Western media gearing up at the behest of the military-industrial complex that is preserving the interests of Western imperialist forces. And they are banging the war drums. One side is banging the war drums way, way, way more aggressively than the other side. Nobody is arguing war, so tomorrow you're going to feel so dumb when you see that the American media was right after they changed their stance. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to feel so stupid when it doesn't happen and the American media, like, will say, oh, it's not happening, I guess. I thought your takes on sex work were bad, but this might be where you lose me. Yeah, let's just fly passenger jets all over the Russia-Ukraine border and act normal. You are right, dude. What? I thought, wait, okay, I need to stop reading these. I'm not defending Russian imperialism, but why do you look at the one thing where it says the polls might be valid when thousands of reports show how incredible amounts of corruption and manipulation in the referendum? I wish I could get my $5 back from you, damn. Obviously, Zelensky isn't going to say we're getting invaded tomorrow. What if Biden said tomorrow America gets invaded? People would panic. Your take on this is painful. Yeah, Zelensky is simultaneously gearing up for fucking war, but also is trying to stop people from thinking that war is imminent. That's a really good take. If war was imminent, don't you think that Zelensky would say it? And be like, war is imminent. We need fucking troops immediately. No, they're trying to de-escalate. It doesn't make sense. Anyway. I'm not going to watch... Wait, what is this? Please watch the Adam Something video referring to your bad take on this topic. I don't want to do this because partially, like, I don't want fucking drama. Like, I've already talked about this so much. But it's more so... Notice how as soon as I started reading chatters and the bad chatters about, like, NATO is a defensive force, whatever, they started fucking baiting extra hard. The rest of the reason why I don't want to cover it. And I do think it's drama. I do like Adam Something's videos. We are in disagreement on this issue, though, for sure, 100%. I have read his 8-point analyses that calls me out directly by name, and I find it to be not great. That's not true, though. If you watch Russian news, they talk all the time about Ukraine and spread fake news like Zelensky signing a decree that will allow ethnic cleansing of Russian people. I literally turned to a Russian channel yesterday and saw a giant map of Ukraine where it's split between Poland and Russia. Oh, that's the other part. I mean, dude, there's so much like fucking anti-Russian news that I regularly fucking don't mention it. But yeah, of course, this is happening as well, for sure. For sure. I don't disagree with that at all. Yes, the Russian State Department or the Russian propaganda department also is working actively. I'm talking about what Putin is saying and doing on the diplomacy stage versus what America is saying and doing on the diplomacy stage, and how much the American media is guiding the rest of the media in the world. That's a really, really... that is the big difference. Okay? The big difference is not necessarily what Putin, or not necessarily what the propaganda that's occurring internally in Russia and how much that chooses to guide the conversation, but it's more so about what Putin is saying and what America is saying. America is openly gearing up for an active invasion that's like not coming. But don't misunderstand me. Yes, of course, there is propaganda on the Russian side. Of course, they do fucking a shitload of propaganda.
And other Western capitals saying that there will be an imminent invasion. But he is still calling for calm. And he is still saying, and he is still, in a way, ridiculing some of these intelligence assessments, even if he is telling Ukrainians to stand strong in the face of fear. Allison?
All right. So, Matt, let's just be really clear on this, because I think so many people heard the snippets, thought he was putting a deadline down on Wednesday. How should our viewers understand what we just heard from President Zelensky?
Yeah. Our viewers, I think, should understand this not as President Zelensky's deadline, not as President Zelensky's date. This is a date that has been told to President Zelensky, and one that he probably would like to not believe. But he is saying this with a bit of...
He doesn't want to believe it, but it's going to happen, dude. I know it's going to happen. I promise it'll happen. It's going to freaking happen, dude. Zelensky just doesn't want to believe it, but it's like, we're right. And it's fucking, it happened already, actually. His deadline, totally real, totally valid. It's already happening. He's just like fucking Zelensky. What an idiot. Doesn't realize it. Poor baby.
Jest with a bit of mockery. Remember, this is a comedian. This is an actor. This is a man who has, up until now, not...
Literally a clown. It's true.
...really believed these intelligence assessments. He's believed them. He's been appreciative of them on a certain level. But he sees the alarming specificity of them as something that we should be skeptical of, that Ukrainians should be skeptical of. And I got to tell you, Allison, and I've been telling this to everybody time and time again, this government, this public, they are tired of being told when to expect their own destruction. That is something that is their frustration has been, betrayed over and over again. And this speech, while it's hard to determine that when you see the written translation into English, it's very important to note that this is not necessarily President Zelensky saying that the invasion will come on February 16th. He doesn't know that. A lot of the other American officials who have been all over the Sunday talk shows yesterday do not know that. They have been distancing themselves from these assessments. They've been saying with great alarm that an attack will come very soon. But this Wednesday date, and Allison, maybe the Russians will invade on Wednesday. I don't know. But I think a lot of these people don't know either. And that's something that we really have to keep in mind. There needs to be humility in this conversation.
Yeah, humility from not Ukraine, though. Humility from literally Western media outlets that are like fucking horny and talking about the imminent invasion. It's almost now 9 p.m. in Ukraine. The weekend has 3 hours left before the Atlantic Council Deputy Director's invasion prediction turns into a pumpkin. But go ahead, keep quoting Atlantic Council's flax in your articles. I hear they are also experts in combating disinformation. Putin has big weekend plans in Ukraine. 1, he's going to cut power and heat, knock out Ukrainian Navy and Air Force, kill general staff, and hit them with cyber attack. 2, then install pro-Russian president and resort to full-scale military invasion if Ukraine doesn't give in. This is Elon Musk being like, actually, technically it's over. Technically, COVID is over by April. Motherfuckers are out here writing Wattpad, but they're shipping themselves with war. Okay? Instead of shipping their favorite Minecraft content creators, they're writing Wattpads about, how much the war gets their fucking fannies fluttering, okay? How much it gets them bricked up. The difference is Russian disinfo targets Russian people. American disinfo targets everyone in the world. We had headlines about the invasion here in Italy. Yep. Anyway. So, really, really interesting stuff. Now let's get to the other part of this fucking fun concept. Putin expected to attack Wednesday, according to the Ukrainian president. We already, half this coverage is no longer real. What do we do? What do we do when half that coverage is no longer real? We're going to get to Canada in a second. Before we get to Canada, we already covered the CNN thing. I wanted to show you guys the news reports that were coming out, the PR pieces that were coming out about the little grandma. Okay, grandmas and grandpas getting training, right? Real cool stuff. Where is it? Where's the Azov Battalion one? Does anyone have the? If this doesn't happen, will you agree to stop posting? No way. I'm a think tank expert. We make predictions. We get some right, we get some wrong. Things looked mighty bad on Friday. They still do. Putin may strike on Wednesday, or he may sit on the border and just menace us all. VVP hasn't called yet to tell me his plans. Did he call you? But you're not just a think tank expert. First of all, you're not an expert at all. You're just making shit up. Anyway, here we're gonna cover this as well. So this is a fucking news block that came out. This is insane. Everyone went along with it. By the way, it's so weird that they just go along with the same fucking news story. You see it over and over again. Brace had a really good take on this. Hold on, the unison. It's like the fucking Sinclair Broadcasting video. Do you guys remember that Sinclair Broadcasting video of local news channels? Literally reading out the same fucking talking points, and everyone was like, oh, this is crazy. Well, guess what, dude? They do that all the time for foreign policy, and you don't even recognize it, okay? one of those things is whenever news like this comes up, okay, where they just like put her in fucking the front page, like they took this grandma on the front page. TrueAnon had like a thread about not a grandma but a nurse. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm gonna show you that first, just to get you to develop a better understanding of how this propaganda works or how prevalent this kind of propaganda is. Okay. Oh, here it is. Here. So this is January 25th. Good BBC video on Ukrainian civilians getting military training to prepare for possible renewed Russian invasion. Marta Yuzkiv is one of them. Says she doesn't want war, but I should be ready to defend the country. Wow, these plucky Ukrainians have a 51-year-old woman ready to fight Russian aggression. Tom Namako. Meet Marta Yuzkiv, 51-year-old doctor wife, mother of 3 in Ukraine. Wow, these plucky Ukrainians have a 51-year-old woman ready to fight against Russian aggression. Tanya Kozyrovna, this is an investigative reporter, okay? On the day Russian tanks roll towards Kiev, Marta Yuzkiv will be not with her children. Like a growing number of her female compatriots, the 51-year-old scientist will take up arms to defend the city with her life. Our latest for The Telegraph. We have a strong army, but not strong enough to defend against Russia, said Marta Yuzkiv, a doctor working in clinical research. If we are occupied, and I hope that doesn't happen, we will become the national resistance. Wow, these plucky Ukrainians have a 51-year-old woman ready to fight Russian aggression. It's not Ukraine that's in danger, the whole democratic world, says Marta Yuzkiv, a doctor volunteering with the military training force outside of Kiev. Fascinating postcard. DW News. 51-year-old Martha has volunteered to join Ukraine's military to send a message to Russia. Invasion would be costly. It's like they keep repackaging it over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's like literally a news bit. And you hear it, and you fucking hear it, and you just don't even see that. This is like so strange, okay? Whenever there is a narrative that the media wants to get across when it comes to foreign policy, they are repackaging this agitated propaganda for you, okay? Why? This is a fucking girl boss. She's well-read, she's telegenic, she's a fucking girl boss, okay? They find it, and then they literally use this as a talking point over and over and over and over again. This is how propaganda works. This is my job. My job is to break this down and explain it to you. And so many people refuse to fucking see it, okay? Watch. I'm gonna pee. I'll be back in a second.
It's important not to be scared, honestly. Because I am in my country, I am not doing anything wrong, and I'm just trying to protect my country. So it's like truth on my side. Almost impossible to imagine what will happen if I have to leave it, if I have to just fight and it will be destroyed. It could happen. I'm trying to be ready for this because definitely I don't want to preserve this on the price of being live under occupation.
They have to understand that this will be really painful for them. It would not be like easy walk through our country. They should evaluate it, and this should cost a lot for them.
We know that every single person could change something, and every single person could be heard. And on the other hand, we also know that when we join, we could be quite powerful. And I think Ukrainians are very good at this.
Is this necessarily a bad thing if it helps prevent an invasion? Dude, that's not what's going on. Are you fucking stupid? This is not like, what? This is not, there is no invasion, and 2, This is not being done to prevent invasion. It's only being done to justify a certain type of people, it's only being done to dupe a certain type of person, okay, a progressively minded liberal person, to believe that this is like a justifiable act, that to like give more weapons to Ukraine and bring Ukraine into NATO is justifiable because like the big bad enemy is like literally gonna fucking roll over them. Okay, and also in the unfortunate and horrifying fucking circumstance where like some all-out war does occur, that mother is like rolled, bro. That's like, she's fucking lasered. What are you talking about? That's so stupid. Anyway. But the reason why I show this is not because, like, does that 51-year-old doctor, is she genuine? For sure. Okay, absolutely. Is she being used to frame a fucking specific type of narrative? Is she, like, being used, okay, right now to create a fucking narrative? 100%. Anyway, so we're going to talk about this part now. The developing story, Ukraine Special Forces offering training to civilians. Does anyone have the full video? Because I want to watch that one. So the reason why I showed you that other doctor woman is because I want to show you this. Now, this is the new thing. Ukrainian great-grandmother Valentina Konstantinovska on an AK-47 training to defend against a possible Russian attack. Your mother would do it too, she told me. Leaders in the final push to avert Ukrainian invasion. Meeting with Putin set up amid attacks, claims of attack yesterday. PM urges Russia to step back from the brink. So, this is Euronews, but this is the only fucking news article that has actually referenced the far-right group. All the other ones have not referenced the far-right group at all. Now, I want to show the eyewitness news one that this video is from, though. That this screen grab is from. Because they're straight up wearing the Nazi patches in the video. Like the newer version of the Nazi patches. They did this shit with Yugoslavia too, so many fake headlines. Okay, where does Dr. Lady was working for Azov as well? No. These are like normal fucking people. These are normal people that are getting training from what they think is the fucking National Guard. The problem is, and I can't describe this, okay? I can't explain this to you guys, especially with your American brains. It's very difficult to explain to people because nationalism on the other side of the planet is very different. Like, you have a way of analyzing it here where you look at it and you go, okay, I get that. That's nationalism. It's like intertwined with white supremacy, American nationalism. But like nationalism elsewhere, nationalism in like Turkey, nationalism in Ukraine is, how do I describe it? It has way more historic precedent. It's like tied up with mythology. It is... it's like almost a normative position, okay? Like there are straight up ultra nationalist parties, for example, in Turkey, MHP, the second largest conservative party that's an active part of the coalition for the AKP, the current AKP government, is an ultra nationalist party. The fucking Grey Wolves, when I do this, like when I do this shit and people say, oh, you're fucking memeing about Grey Wolves, like those guys are considered to be normal. Like their feelings are considered to be normal, but it's not normal, okay? It's like hyper fucking nationalistic, and it's literally like borderline fascist. So that grandma could have borderline fascist takes. I don't know. And still be considered like a normal grandma, okay? Where I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to find the actual video. Oh, this is it.
These men training on a.
So this is like Al Jazeera covering it, but American news didn't cover it as like Nazis are training them.
In Ukraine say they want to defend their country from Russian aggression. Freikorps has its origin in German nationalist groups of the 18th and 19th century, and the leaders.
For the record, that's just straight Nazi. That's like, they're calling themselves the Freikorps, okay?
Of the group say it has thousands of members, but only 60 have bought their own licensed weapons and regularly serve alongside Ukrainian army soldiers on the 420-kilometer front line. 24-year-old Gleb studied Homeland Security and Crisis Management at university.
Also, why are they on the AR platform? That, like, or well, I mean, we know why, but
University. He says one day.
Freikorps with the fucking Wolf's Angel, like that. This right here is this. That's a Nazi insignia. They're literally wearing Nazi insignia, calling themselves the Freikorps. Okay.
He wants to open a gun shop.
Why did you choose Freikorps?
Because they're more ideologically closer to me. So I decided to join them.
When you say they are more ideologically closer to you, can you tell me what you mean by that? How? What do you believe in ideologically?
Can we pause that? Okay.
Sure.
Freikorps.
Huh, that's weird. What the fuck? That's crazy. Why is it more okay for Turkey to be nationalist but not America? We've both committed genocide and atrocity. It's not. I was just talking about, I'm trying to educate Westerners on Eastern nationalism. Okay? I'm trying to educate Westerners by giving you an example. I'm saying it's a normative position and it's insidious the way that like nationalism can be trafficked into the common rhetoric as a consequence of the cultural identifiers with nationalism for countries like this. Okay?
Is not the only armed group accused of being neo-Nazis that has appeared in Ukraine since the conflict with Russian-backed separatists started in 2014. Others, like these men with the powerful Azov Battalion, have been...
Didn't Turkey commit far worse genocides and crimes in the USA and even for a longer time span? Wait, what? What are you saying right now, dude? I don't even understand what this fucking conversation is, dude. Like, the number one, I'm getting debated. Okay, let's continue.
Into the Ukrainian security services under the Ministry of Interior.
Freikorps and many groups like them have been praised by Ukrainians for their willingness to take up arms and defend the country against what they describe as Russian aggression. But that does not mean that they are popular amongst voters at the ballot box.
A coalition of right-wing groups only managed to win less than 3% of the vote in the last parliamentary elections in 2019.
That's the other part about it, is that like nationalism is growing, or like fascist far-right movements are growing in Ukraine, but at the fucking ballot box, they are not represented. But in the media, God, oh my God, if you look at Western media, you would think the entire fucking nation, even if you look at Russian media and their propaganda, the entire nation of Ukraine is full of fucking Nazis, right? But in America looks to those Nazis and points to those Nazis and says, these are brave Nazis that are trying to defend Ukraine. Okay? But it's like this is the template, okay? America takes one of the most awful, insidious, reactionary elements and arms them and legitimizes them and uplifts them until they literally do end up getting more fucking national prominence. It has happened time and time again. And whenever I mention it, whenever I bring it up, like the Mujahideen, whenever I bring it up with respect to like Gladio, or whenever I bring it up with like Latin American countries, Nicaraguan death squads, right? You're like, oh, dude, that's whataboutism. No, it's not. This is exactly what America has done historically and is trying to do in Ukraine currently. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. And they're doing it. And they're doing it over and over again. But for some fucking weird reason, no one recognizes it. Yeah, and yeah, is it similar to the coverage of Cuba? Yeah, that's another great example. Thank you, Crumbum. Thank you. Remember when everyone told me I was a fucking piece of shit for actively denying the revolution that was ongoing in Cuba? And then I showed you that even fucking Fox News was literally showing pro-government communist protesters and making it seem like they were counter-protesters that were like protesting against Cuba. What happened then? Remember when the Miami mayor was literally like, we should nuke Cuba? We should drone strike Cuba immediately? What happened, dude? Yeah, Cuba Libre, right? What happened? Pulled that one out of your ass? No. What do you mean? Pulled that one out of my ass? Okay, this is a gray name. Like, who cares? Why is it that in like 99.9% of foreign policy situations, I go against the prevailing media fucking narrative, okay? I go against the media narrative, the mainstream media narrative that is like declared in this way, that is like overwhelmingly in support of like whatever America's adversaries are against, okay? But for some fucking reason, like, I'm right. I'm so regularly right on this shit, but you guys still say, "Oh man, you're wrong," and then you move on, and then we totally forget about it.
But some of its leaders, such as Dmytro Yarosh, have been made advisors to the head of the Ukrainian military. Participants in this torch-lit rally resembling Nazi gatherings in 1930s Germany hold a banner honouring Stefan Bandera, a Ukrainian Nazi collaborator widely recognized as organizing the massacre of tens of thousands of ethnic Poles in Ukraine towards the end of World War II. Bandera is the nickname fellow Freikorps volunteers gave this man. 24-year-old Bogdan says the group has its origin in what he calls pan-Slavism, connecting similar-minded people.
That's my favorite take, because like pan-Slavism is so funny. Because the Nazis don't consider them human. Like, they'll work with them, right, for a little bit until they wipe them out. And it's like the funniest thing. It's like, dude, you're not, like, they don't think you're fucking human, idiot. Like, you're not white. Like, you're not Aryan. You're not master race, you dumb bitch. It's so funny. It's like, no, it's, we will rise up. We will do pan-Slavism. Fucking dumbass, dude. It's so good. It's so good. It's like fucking Nicholas Fuentes, that like Hispanic Nazi. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you would get murdered. Okay, you would get fucking murdered.
Across Slavic regions of Eastern Europe, including Russia. But that changed when the conflict started.
If the West respects democracy and pluralism of views, they have to respect our views. But to get to...
Yeah, what about the diversity of opinion, dude? What about the diversity of my Nazi opinions? I love that. It's always the same, dude. They're so one note. Yeah, what about my diversity of opinion? You liberals, you say you care about diversity, but here I am diversifying the opinion pool, okay? By saying we need less diversity.
The political future, we would need to show people we can be competent leaders. We need to gather like-minded thinkers, qualified and educated people. If we manage that, we will have a political future.
But liberals do agree with that. Liberals literally look to this guy and go, "Wow, what a wonderful young man."
And political strength.
Experts say the far right in Ukraine has its origins in football hooliganism, poverty, and a country that, along with many other post-Soviet states, has struggled with political corruption.
The Russian-Ukrainian border didn't really exist for these movements. The Russian far right and the Ukrainian far right moved in these same circles, and then when the war came, some of them chose one side and some of them chose the other. And the fact is that the connections are still very much there in some parts, and it's almost certain that there are Russian agents of some sort within these movements.
Freikorps leaders say they've been overwhelmed by people wanting to join since the crisis between Ukraine and Russia has escalated. But as NATO countries throw their weight behind Ukraine, they should perhaps be aware of what this conflict is creating on both sides.
That's great. The football thing is so fucking true. Even in a privileged country like Italy, holy shit, it's the first time I see anyone talking about it. Yes, hooliganism is always linked back to like fascist movements, or hooligans will routinely be used as hooligans have always been used as like the military for the paramilitary forces for fascist movements. Yeah. What's your take on why the USA arms up these extreme nationalists? I wonder why. Because they're an incredibly effective way of like, they're an incredibly effective way of creating instability on the ground. They're usually willing to fucking fight. They're psychotic. I mean, I don't know what else to describe there other than, you know, some groups are ultra left wing too. Yes, there is football hooliganism that's ultra leftist as well. Ukraine shouldn't be more powerful in weapons and military to protect Ukraine because of weirdos like that exist. My friend, I don't know if you can't comprehend it. I'm not even saying the entirety of the Ukrainian military is like this, okay? But what you have to understand is like America is actively arming, training fascists. Why do you not have a problem with that? Why do you think that that's like, why do you think that that's okay? Oh man, if a couple fascists get fucking guns in training and then they go out and like, you know, spread their ideology further, then that's fine. That is completely justifiable. You focus on them a whole lot though. Yeah, because Al Jazeera is the only fucking outlet that's covering it by saying Ukraine is offering training to civilians, whereas American media is covering it as just like, oh, Ukrainian special forces are offering training to civilians, when like the Azov Battalion's fucking Nazi crest is quite literally right there. Like, that's fucking insane. How do you not see that? Okay. It's so strange that you think this is like normal, you know? It's like we're literally giving guns and training and legitimacy to Nazis, like actual Nazis. Okay? And the thing is, and we're legitimizing those Nazis, okay? So what ends up happening in that situation is the exact same as Afghanistan. Here's how MSNBC covered this. Okay, thank you. This is what I was looking for.
Matters into their some communities are taking matters into their own hands. Just across from Russia, in the city of Mariupol, some Ukrainians are preparing basic training for the whole family, learning first aid to.
Don't you think that that's terrifying? Don't you understand how awful that is? That like the legitimate forces there. But it's not, it's totally different. They aren't Muslim, exactly. But, you know. Don't you think it's like fucking terrifying that we are doing exactly the same shit that we've done? Like exactly the same shit that we've done. That is the Azov Battalion crest, for the record. That is a Nazi symbol. And they're not even doing a good job of hiding it. They literally got fucking punished for it. And then they turned around and changed it up a little bit. The Azov Battalion guy and his Nazi Wolf's Angel symbol is overseeing Baba Valentina. Naturally, the US TV media is beaming into our homes, keeps disciplined silence. The Nazi insignias are fine, just don't mention them out loud. And people fucking yell at me and say I'm crazy for this. And they say, why are you covering this so much? Why are you covering it? Well, I don't know. It's never actually been good, you know? Yeah, they had the black sun on top of the Wolf's Angel too. Then they deleted the black sun. before their PR rebrand. Exactly. This is what their shoulder patches look like. For those of you who don't know, the Black Sun is Wewelsburg, Himmler's home for his knights in the SS. A black sun orbits our Earth, totally invisible to the naked eye, emanating power and knowledge to those who can sense it, illuminating for them the hidden Reich. Like, they literally deleted the Black Sun from it to hide it. The reason why they deleted the Black Sun from it is because they got a lot of fucking flack, but they kept the Wolf's Angel, and America is just covering it without even mentioning it. Yeah, Al Jazeera talks about it from the point of view of like, these are fucking literally neo-Nazis that are training people, right? The Freikorps, the neo-Nazis are training these people, but American media is not even mentioning that. Western media never mentions that. Rarely ever mentions shit like this. Okay? Just like sometimes I forget to mention the top of the hour ad break, where there's a 60-second ad break, and if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe. And that you can subscribe for $5, or you can subscribe for free with a Twitch Prime. Or if you're lucky, you can get gifted a sub. Okay, and sometimes I don't mention it for the first 15 minutes, but now I'm mentioning it, and I'm running the ad break now. The Wolf's Angel was the initial symbol of the Nazi Party in World War II. The sign and its elements were used by various German SS armored and infantry divisions, such as Waffen-SS Division Das Reich and Waffen-SS Division Landsturm Nederland. So we only train the military that wasn't fascist. You would have an issue. Would you have an issue? No, I still would have an issue, but the reason why I'm showing this is because the fascist militia elements have already taken over significant strategic positions within the National Guard, because that's what they did. They fucking literally took the actual Nazis. Remember, Ukraine's leader is Jewish, okay? But they are still collaborating with actual fucking Nazis. The US and EU are not supporting Azov and Pravi sector. They're supporting the Ukrainian army. Why is that wrong? Because the Ukrainian army has active Nazi battalions within it. Why do you not see this? Why do you not understand this? Why do you not recognize that they can openly fucking have their coat of arms out and about like this, okay? And the United States has historically run the top of the hour ad break, which I'm running right now, okay? But they've historically utilized reactionary components, fascist components like this within governments, within the security forces of governments to actively destabilize regions. You can say it's one fucking battalion and it's not a big deal, but the same concept, the same principle existed with the Contras. The same concept, the same principle existed with the Mujahideen. Okay. And it's not just 60 fucking people. Like that's like 60 people in one fucking troop that are actively and openly showcasing Nazi gear. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, you literally have fucking John McCain and Amy Klobuchar with these fucking dudes. The American government has been like, oh, I'm so sorry, we shouldn't do this. Okay, we should no longer train and give arms to the Nazi groups. And yet, for some fucking weird reason, no one recognizes it. Like, oh, it's just a couple Nazis, like, chill. It's not just a couple Nazis. And a couple Nazis can literally take over a big chunk of these aren't just a couple Nazis. They're literally a couple Nazis that are training people, okay? They're training the people. They're able to give formal training and brainwashing, active brainwashing to the people in fucking actual regions here.
Matters into their own hands. Just across from Russia, in the city of Mariupol, some Ukrainians are preparing. Basic training for the whole family. Learning first aid to treat gunshot and shrapnel wounds. And weapons training on a 7.62 caliber AK-47 is
look at this. That's the grandma getting trained by a fucking straight up Nazi with a straight up Nazi patch, and you are like, and the American media is not even covering that part of it.
Konstantinovskaya. The 79-year-old is a retired accountant and a great-grandmother.
You're about my mother's age, and I can't picture my mother laying down on the concrete learning how to fire an assault rifle. Do you think you would actually be doing this?
Yes, if Putin comes, I should be able to shoot. The threat is very serious, she says, and I think every person in our country should be able to shoot from the window or on the street if the enemy comes. Some communities are taking matters into their own hands. Just across.
Like, doesn't that strike you as odd? The people that are like saying Donald Trump's a Nazi, MSNBC that says Donald Trump's a Nazi, Donald Trump's a Nazi, Donald Trump's a Nazi, are literally staring at actual fucking Nazis with Nazi patches, and they're turning around and going, no, that's fine. Like, this is chill. What the fuck? We will never learn from our mistakes. We will never learn from our foreign policy if you chatters who are supposedly in a fucking socialist anti-imperialist broadcast are turning a fucking blind eye to this and being like, well, Russia's worse, so we gotta fucking train the Nazis. Or it's not the whole country. Can't wait for that 3% influence to grow further, by the way. In a country where that kind of reactionary influence has had historic precedent, which we literally pointed to. It's great. Perhaps the most prominent position an ideological militia can be in is physically teaching the normists. Chatters denying this. Imagine your mom and dad are being taught by Nazis how to defend themselves. You don't think they may turn around and be like, these guys are all right? Yeah. So de-escalation is the appropriate way to do this. By the way, I love that people saying Putin's also a Nazi, but the stronger one, and actively expanding his sphere of influence. It makes sense to try and stop him. Okay. No, you got it. Yo, no, you just got to make sure your Nazis are stronger than the other side's Nazis. Got it. What happened to your diet, Lamau? Wait, what do you mean? I'm eating a falafel, you fucking weirdo. Why is it that when I eat falafel alongside like a falafel alongside fucking straight white chicken breast, motherfuckers are like, dude, your diet is blown up. It's over. What's that? It's not your place as an American to tell what Ukrainians are or what their cultural ways are. Sit this one out, sweaty. It's not even their culture. I mean, there are parts of their culture, but Dmitry Wagner-Ushkin, leader of the Wagner Group, awarded 4 medals by Putin for service in Donbass. The worst part about it is not even the fucking nationalists on the Putin side, or nationalists on the Putin side directly being funded by the Russian government, but there's also the Chechen reactionaries as well, for the record. Like, I agree, and I've mentioned this before as well, that there are absolutely fucking Nazis on the, or not Nazis, but like hyper-nationalists, ultra-nationalists, Nazis on the Russian side as well. Except, we're not arming them, you fucking idiot. Am I arming those Nazis? No, but my tax dollars are arming the Nazis on the one side. And this is exactly what the fuck happened in Afghanistan. But Adam, something disagreed with you. Are you allowed to have your own opinion? No, I guess I have to agree with Adam something, a person who I've introduced this community to, who now believe that he's correct and I'm wrong. Anyway. Like, this is just absolute fucking madness, dude. We covered this. Threat of the Ukrainian invasion. We talked about the Azov Battalion, the Special Operations Unit. Please react to this vid when you're ready to move on to lighthearted subjects. No, not right now. So yeah, I've covered this a lot. I hope you guys get a better understanding of this. So let's move on to, I guess we can move on from this. The political stakes of Russia-Ukraine crisis and upcoming midterm elections, says Robert Costa. Let's take a look at this. And then we'll do Trump's Ukraine-Russia takes.
Potential Russian invasion of Ukraine. Fresh CBS News polling finds that just under half of Americans think that President Biden's approach to the crisis is about right. And when it comes to events here at home, only a third believe things are going well right now. That compares with 26% last month. So what's the political impact of all of this? Who better to break it all down than our new CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent, Robert Costa. Robert, thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Great
so glad to have you.
Thank you so much.
We should dive right into it because those polling numbers are not good for President Biden. He's got trouble at home, but meanwhile, he's dealing with a potential international crisis. What are the stakes here for him?
The stakes are very high for President Biden, but also for the party in power, the Democratic Party. I spoke to several Democratic senators and House members over the weekend to ask how they see it, because they have to face voters this fall. And for now, they feel pretty good because they believe President Biden does not want to actually be interventionist and sending U.S. troops to fight on the ground. For now, it's about sending arms, maybe sending troops over to Europe, working on energy issues, but not having an all-out U.S. intervention.
Ukraine is taking a lot of the political attention in this country, and meanwhile, you've got probably two-thirds of Americans disagreeing with the direction of the country and giving the president poor marks on the way things are going here. How does he handle Ukraine without losing sight of problems at home?
He's facing scrutiny from voters and his political opponents on all fronts. But talking to Republicans, they're not going to run against President Biden only on foreign policy. Talking to House Republicans in particular, they want to focus more on inflation, but they also know that there's still some variables out there. How does this really play out on policy? What does Putin actually do? And you have other issues like social issues. Abortion could come to the fore later this year with the Supreme Court decision, in addition to the economy and foreign policy.
I mean, focusing on inflation is an interesting thing, a challenge for the president in its own right, because there's limited tools in the president's tool chest for dealing with inflation. He doesn't control the Fed, so what can he do?
Well, we'll see what the Federal Reserve does in the coming months. Do they raise interest rates at all? And that's something both parties are prepared for a little bit of a different economic climate.
So go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say President Trump is still trying to exercise maximum control over the party, but you had some breaking of ranks here. Both Mitch McConnell and former Vice President Mike Pence have stood out and stood apart. How do you think this is going to move for you? Do you think they're going to get any traction with voters?
We're going to have to watch these early primary races to see if President Trump's political capital is still there. I'd pay attention to the Alabama Republican Senate primary. An establishment favorite, Katie Britt, is running against Mo Brooks, who was endorsed by Trump. If Katie Britt can pull off a win against a Trump-endorsed candidate in a red state, That may say that President Trump's endorsement doesn't mean everything, though it still means a lot to Republican voters.
So let's talk to Democrats. When it comes to the direction of the country, 33% of the country, only 33%, think things are going well. So what can President Biden do? Still a lot of time, but time is drawing near before the midterms.
I asked some Democratic senators and House members about this. They want the president to be out there, and he is, to sell what they did on infrastructure, over $1 trillion in spending. And they feel like too few people are talking about the American Rescue Plan from back in March of 2021, $1.9 trillion. For the Democrats, if they can't get voting rights done at this point, though something may be done on the Electoral Count Act, some kind of reform, they want to sell the spending they've already passed.
Is that a problem generally with Democrats? I know that President Obama has even called Democrats out for not bragging about things that they're winning on.
Certainly that's a view inside of the Biden White House. Talking to some of my sources there, they want Democrats on Capitol Hill to champion what Biden has done, not just complain about what hasn't been accomplished.
Hindsight's 2020 because Obama was criticized for not doing the exact same thing. So we thank you so much for joining us, Robert Costa, and welcome to.
It's a real honor to be here.
Great stuff. Let's take a look at the real president and what he would do in this situation.
Well, let's get straight to it. Let's bring in the 45th president of the United States, Donald Trump. Mr. President, thank you so much for joining Fox and Friends Weekend.
Well, thank you. It's an honor. And we have a lot of problems in this country, but it's an honor to be with you.
Well, we're grateful to have you, sir. Well, let's start with the headline we've had all morning long. You know, what's happening in Russia, what's happening in Ukraine. The White House right now is saying an attack could happen at any time. On your assessment, where are we and how did we get here?
Well, first of all, it's shocking because this should have never happened. It should have never happened. It would not have happened. And how we got here is when they watched Afghanistan and they watched the most incompetent withdrawal in the history of probably any army, let alone just us. They saw that, and President Xi and President Putin, watch what happens with China very soon, but with Taiwan. But they watched that, and they said, what's going on? They don't know what they're doing. And all of a sudden, I think they got a lot more ambitious. I think Putin really wanted to negotiate for a period of time. I think when he watched Afghanistan, when he watched that unbelievably bad withdrawal, incompetent, where they took the military out first, where they left $85 billion worth of equipment behind for the Taliban to have and to sell and to use. And, of course, the death that happened. When they watched all of that, I think they got emboldened.
President Trump, Joe Biden is scheduled to be on a call today with Vladimir Putin. What do you think he can say? What should he say? If you were in office today, what would you say to Vladimir Putin?
Well, I wouldn't be in this position because we're in a very bad position right now. And it would have, as I said, it would never have happened. I know him very well, got along with him very well. I stopped his pipeline. I sanctioned them more than anybody ever sanctioned them. Nobody was ever tougher on Russia, but I got along with Putin very well. We respected each other. I think you have a whole different ballgame right now. This is just an exercise. He's not going to tell him anything, and I don't think Putin's at this point going to be listening. It's going to be very interesting to see what he does.
Those two things don't match up. Like, he was very tough, but also, like, they got along very well. I was tough but fair. He loved me and he respected me.
In terms of the depth, will he take a small piece? When Biden originally said he's going in, everybody was like, did he just say that? Nobody could believe it, but he said it. And it was almost like a card. Ukraine went crazy when he saw that, when they heard that, the president.
He's right.
But
this is right.
The phone call, I think, is perfunctory. I don't think.
He's literally right. Where he said, which is crazy. Again. And then they backtracked it, and then they said, oh, well, we could go in if they fucking were to do something.
Much is going to come out of it.
Yes, sir. Republicans have introduced a bill that would block aid to Ukraine until our southern border is secure. The thinking is, why would we be worried about a border in Europe when there is a disaster happening right here at home? Do you think that those two issues should be linked?
Well, I certainly understand how people feel. We had the strongest border we've ever had, our southern border. We were 3 weeks away from finishing the wall after going through 2.5 years of lawsuits with the Democrats and winning them all. We were 2.5, 3 weeks away from, think of it, finishing the wall, which is largely, frankly, finished anyway. It's a tremendous help. We had the best numbers in the history of our country on the southern border. Very little was coming in. Very few people were coming in other than coming in legally. We had the lowest drug numbers, the best drug numbers in the last 32 years, and they were getting much better rapidly. And all of a sudden, this guy takes over, and the border is opened, and we have millions of people. I think it's 10 million. They say 3 million. But people coming in, countries all over the world are releasing their prisoners into our country. We're like a dumping ground. So I can certainly understand how people feel when they say, you know, let's try and tie one to the other. You know, we fight for other people's borders, but we don't fight for our own border. We're the strongest, the most secure border we've ever had at the south. And Mexico.
Dude. They're so fucking... The Republicans are so good. Like, they're just so fucking good at propaganda, man. How are you going to fight against this? When the dumbest person on the planet can, like, cohesively put together a fucking strategy that appeals to the Republicans and uses, like, isolationist terms, despite the fact that Trump is very much a warmonger, okay? Like, they're so effective at brainwashing people. This rhetoric is incredibly powerful. And if you don't recognize it, I don't know what to tell you. Like, when did Trump go to war? Dude, Trump literally assassinated Qasem Soleimani. He destroyed the Iran denuclearization agreement, which was like the signature foreign policy accomplishment of the Obama administration. What was the fucking treaty with Russia on nuclear weapons as well? Like, nuclear weapon development treaty. What are you talking about? Like, one of the first things he did was drop the mother of all bombs.
Mexico was great to me. They helped us. It gave us 28,000 soldiers free of charge, because otherwise we would have, as you know, tariffed all of their cars and things coming in. And we got along great.
Trump literally said, I am going to destroy cultural sites, which is definitionally, like, universally considered an act of terror, okay? Like, there's not a country that goes, oh yeah, you're going to destroy cultural landmarks. That's not a fucking an act of terror. Like, that was literally just him saying, I'm going to do terrorism in Iran. Or was it Afghanistan? It was Iran, right?
Great with Mexico. We had the Mexico, stay in Mexico policy. Now it's called stay in the United States. Whoever you are, just come on in. No, it's a very terrible thing. And I must tell you, I do understand how they feel when we're fighting for other countries, but we're not fighting for our own.
Yeah, Mr. President, not only are we fighting for our own, we're facilitating that transportation with secret flights in the middle of the night, things you've heard about as well. But I want to go to our other border, if we can, Mr. President, and the idea of truckers and the trucker freedom convoy that's happening there, not just in Iowa, but now on trade routes along the Canadian border. You've heard what, you know, who you call them Justin from Canada, what Justin Trudeau has said about them. He's characterized.
The funniest part of this argument, once again, is that, you know, Trump is bitch made in terms of, like, deportations. Both Obama and Joe Biden have deported more, so, like, just bitch made.
Them as racist, as bigots. But their message has been clear from the beginning, Mr. President. The list of their demands has been terminate vaccine passports, terminate vaccine mandates, and stop the divisive rhetoric. They've been straightforward. They want freedom. What's your message to both the Freedom Convoy and Justin Trudeau?
People all over the world are watching, and they have respect for what they're doing. They're tired of being pushed around by incompetent people, being told what to do, being forced with the mandates. The mandates should have not happened. I mean, I'm very proud of Warp Speed. Everybody has given us credit. Nobody thought it was possible to do what we did. And that includes therapeutics, by the way, Regeneron and the various therapeutics that work so well. But what we did with Warp Speed was great. But the mandates are very, very bad, very, very bad. And I think there's a lot of respect for what they're doing. I see they have Trump signs all over the place, and I'm proud that they do. But that's what happens. You can push people so far. And our country is a tinderbox, too. Don't kid yourself. And there are plenty of our country up there right now, folks. When you look at what's happening, in Canada, our country, I think, is far more of a tinderbox than Canada.
President Trump, we're watching blue states begin the process of loosening restrictions across the country. In my one chance to interview in the past, President Trump, I asked you about Dr. Fauci. You were at the front end on so many things. As we panicked as a nation, you talked about balancing the shutdowns against our economy. And I asked you at that time about Dr. Fauci and the way the public viewed him. And you were beginning at that time to express some skepticism. I'm curious, and I'm not trying to give you the answer ahead of time, but I'm curious, if you look back on the past 2 years, some of which was under your watch, when it comes to COVID, what would you have done? What would you do differently if put in the same position? With perfect hindsight, what, if anything, would you do differently?
Well, we haven't been given credit, but we're starting to get credit. Warp Speed was phenomenal. I closed up the country to China. I closed up the country to Europe. That was incredible. And I filled the shelves. I filled up the cupboards of the states, which they were unable to do themselves. You had some very competent governors, and you had some very incompetent governors. But, you know, I went around with the cupboards were bare, and they were. As far as Fauci, and that was a big thing, the ventilators and all of the equipment and all of the things that we were able to get, from goggles to clothing and the plastics, and we did an amazing job. Got no credit for it, but everything is stocked, and right now the whole country is stocked for something like this. The country, and this is long before I got there, was not prepared. Fauci, however, was not a big factor with me. He is a big factor now because Biden chose to make him such, but he was not a big factor with me. He said he didn't want to close to, as you know, very strongly, because we talked about this, he didn't want to close up to.
For the record, people, of course, refer to him as President Trump. That's what happens. When you're a president, you're always a president for life, okay? No one says ex-president. Usually they have president, they say President Trump. For those of you who don't know, and like hyper-focus on that.
To China, which was heavily infected. He didn't want to close up to Europe, which was heavily infected. 4 months later, he said that President Trump made a great decision and saved perhaps hundreds of thousands of lives, because I was really a single vote. I had 21 people in a room, and none of them wanted to close it down, but I did because I saw what was happening in China and in Europe. Fauci did not play as big a role with me. He played actually a pretty light role, and if you also notice, oftentimes when he would say something, I'd do the opposite, which tended to be pretty good. You know, he came out against masks, and then he became a radical masker. He was a radical, you know, wherefore if you could. But at the very beginning, if you look back early on, he was against masks. I mean, he had some very different views, but he was not a big factor with me. I didn't get to see him too much. I didn't deal with him too much.
He was a radical masker,
dude. I
made
my own decisions, and they were great decisions, and I let the states run. So whether it's Florida, Texas, South Dakota, if you take a look at some of the states, South Carolina, they did a terrific job. The governor did a terrific job. But I let the states run and make those decisions. And frankly, the Republican governors did a far better job than the Democrat governors. But Fauci was not a big factor as far as I was concerned. He became a very big factor once Biden came in and then it's almost like he couldn't make a move without asking Fauci.
Well, Mr. President, over the past week, something very interesting has happened. Several Democratic governors have dropped mask mandates, or at least pulled back on mask mandates. And there's this clip that's going viral. It took place at a Las Vegas school. Children so excited that they don't have to wear their masks to school the next day. Take a listen to what that sounded like. Watch this.
Starting tomorrow, we don't have to wear masks anymore.
You know, I think that would put a smile on anybody's face, but juxtapose that to what President Biden said about easing mask restrictions. He said it's premature. The CDC also said that now is not the time. If now's not the time, when is?
Well, first of all, that's adorable. It should have happened a long time ago. And everybody says that the mask for the new variant, at least, is virtually ineffective. I mean, totally ineffective. So I don't know what they're doing and why they're doing it, but they've come out and said that the mask has almost no impact, especially on the new variant. And I just don't. It's inconceivable what's going on. But a lot of the states are opening up, and I think politically it would be unacceptable. They're just not going to be able to hang out too much longer. It's ridiculous. But you know, that clip is so beautiful to watch, but it should have happened a long time ago.
The big